You're about to watch another exciting episode of the Dungeon Run, but did you know that you can actually be part of the adventure? Tune in live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can make your voice heard and help determine the fate of our adventurers. Hope to see you there.
Greetings and welcome to the Dungeon Run, a live tabletop role-playing game where your interactions help tell the tale. And a special hello to everyone watching live for the first time. Hello. So glad you could join us. I will see you in chat during the show. For right now, leave me alone. I am Lord Ereban, Keeper of Secrets, and your host for tonight's campaign. Together, we stand witness as our intrepid adventurers face terrible danger and most certain doom in their quest for glory, valor, and most importantly, treasure. As you'll see, all of the players are still working from home and practicing their social distancing. As soon as the time is right, I'll let all of the players back into my dungeon, don't you worry. Throughout our time together, you, the viewers, will be called upon to help guide decisions made within the game. In addition to our live chat interactions, those that are brave enough can purchase one of our unique props. Tonight we have 4 Dungeon Run props. Number 1. If you love the show, you can show love. When you buy Show Love, Jeff will see it and may read your name out during the game, showing you some love. And of course, you can show love to any member of the team. Number 2, you can bestow upon the adventuring party the gift of advantage, the ability to roll a pair of 20-sided dice at one time, taking the highest value. Or, number 3, you can set the trap of disadvantage. If a player has advantage, this disadvantage will counter it. And if the player does not have an advantage, well, they will roll a pair of 20-sided dice and take the lowest value. After all, life is pain. Yes. Oh, don't hate Fahima. I told you to leave me alone. What? Melchior? What is going on here? Not only do you do a Milo's ball, then you give me a potato or a patati? My goodness. Please, everyone, relax. We're just getting started. Okay, let's continue. Now, as Don't Hate Fahima, or excuse me, yes, Don't Hate Fahima has done, Milo's ball is out. However, I would request, please, Rogden, what are you doing? You're in the show! You're not supposed to be giving Milo's balls! All right, I have to continue. I told him to put it away. He still put it out like the little that he is. But the joke's on him because we're not using the force cards yet, so it doesn't affect the game. However, it affects him, and good news, he's dead and exploded into a billion pieces. Now, when you give props, please specify which player at the table it is for, or I will make the choice for you which you won't like. Also, for all things Dungeon Run, head over to the dungeonrun.fandom.com. There, you will find more info on our characters, Dungeon Run merch, and the link to the Dungeon Run Discord, where you can join a wonderful community of runners. You can upload your fan art there as well. You know I love fan art. And to those who have already submitted, I see you and I thank you. Now, let's meet our brave souls, the cast of characters. First, Jared Kajak as Civ Redfessel.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, Jared. How are you?
Good. What's going on with Milo?
He's dead.
Ah, okay.
Did you get a haircut?
No, I just styled it.
Well, of course, I'd hope not. I mean, you're not supposed to really be getting haircuts.
My wife cuts my hair,
very
actually.
fashionable. Ah,
Right now, anyways.
very good job.
Yeah.
Impressive.
I'll let her know that you said so.
Very nice. Up next, Jessica Lynn Parsons as Fahima Tiger.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good. How's everything with you?
Good, very good. I can hear you much more clearly now. I decided to use my headphones after all.
Do you always wear your glasses?
No, just sometimes.
I was going to say something looked different, and I
feel
like it.
There's always a layer between me and you when I put them on, so I take them off once we're done
for
talking.
safety.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, excellent, excellent. Next up, we have Morgan Peter Brown as James Quilas.
Like Jessica, I also fear being in the splash zone next to you, Lord Arab.
Well, there is quite a big splash zone. By
Yes.
the way, I didn't get a spritz before we started, so I might have to do that after.
You're looking pretty good. You're looking hydrated.
Oh, I'm
you know.
moist. Oh, yes, I'm definitely moist.
Good to know. Thank you. All right. And
yes.
on that note, I'm gonna.
Up next, we have Ronald Ogden as Uggo.
What's up, Flaya? How you doing?
Hey, Flaya. Yeah, that's what I am over here.
You're a Flaya over there. Blow your
I'm a
mind
Flaya.
and things, you know?
Hey. Ronald, it's good to have you. Good to see you. It's been a
Good to
while.
see
Like
you.
a whole week.
Like a whole week. You know, it feels longer than that.
It really does. These weeks go by very slowly, thanks to Milo's deeds. Anywho, up next we have Katie Michaels as Lily Dumblestock.
Oh, hey.
Did you like how I said that?
I really liked it. I have a question for you.
It was much. There was less force behind that and more love and
It was
compassion.
so gentle. It was very,
Very nice.
gentle.
And your hair is now. It looks to be wavy and/or very wavy and nice and curly-ish.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
It's very natural.
That's what it is.
Ooh, I'm happy today. Happier than usual. All right, finally, last but not least, our dungeon master, the man himself, or should I say the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jeff Carnata.
Oh, you all right? You all right?
Not really. No, I almost choked.
I'm worried about you
Jeff,
there.
how are you?
I am doing fabulous. How are you?
I was so excited. I cannot wait for this episode.
Me
I
neither.
am extremely into this. As the journey continues, I, Lord Ereban, will be joining you in your social conversations around the game, so keep an eye out for my avatar and comments. Oh, yes, and before we begin, I have a favor to ask of you. It would give me great pleasure if you would share the show. Just click below and let all of your admirers know that you are watching The Dungeon Run, the greatest show ever in the history of mankind and womankind and people's kind and humankind. Now, keep the comments coming. Be ever vigilant
Flared.
and let the dice roll!
Hey.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Welcome, 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 everyone, to episode 52 of the Dungeon Run. Oh,
Lucky
my goodness.
number 52.
It is
That's
indeed
a
great.
year's worth.
It is. And welcome to anyone watching for the first time. We're so excited to have you. Fear not, it is episode 52, but we will give you everything you need to know to just jump right in here. I want to start by acknowledging the potato appetizers that everyone was given. Here's a smorgasbord of potatoes.
Potato skins.
Baked?
Yeah.
Potato skins got big potato appeal because they're made with potatoes and skins that are real. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
We got a hold music potato drop from Cold Candor. We got Snake Master 89, Melchior at the Raven Queen, and Dresden Dark dropping potatoes. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, potatoes? What's that all about?
Right.
Urge you to
Fair,
join us for the
fair.
live experience on Caffeine if you haven't yet. 6 p.m. Pacific time, Wednesday nights. There's nothing like it. The community of folks that hang out, toss potatoes around, do all kinds of other fun stuff. We also got balloons. Wonderful applause from the audience.
Mavith, yes.
An old brownie. Grim Jow 90. Goofus McDorkle. It's always a
Yeah,
good show.
Goofus.
You know it's going to be a good show when Goofus McDorkle is here. Love for the Catman, Cheetar, Gimmick, David Gen Pro, R. Lopez 465, and others. Thank you. Thank you for those balloons. We're excited to get started. Let's catch everybody up, shall we?
Please.
Do it.
Yes, please.
It started as a simple dungeon run. 5 adventurers thrown together by fate, united by purpose, but haunted by secrets. Their quest to find and free the legendary Wardens of Ayn, the ancient protectors who have stood sentry over the realms for generations. It is a quest that has forced them to brave some of the most formidable locations on the planet, including the home of an enormous kraken at the bottom of the deepest part of the ocean. There, they battled a mighty warrior known as Yan Mo, a half-dragonborn Triton who commanded an army of amphibious creatures to defile and destroy Lily's island home of Bingle. But the team stood fast, defending the beach gnome community, forcing Yan Mo to retreat and becoming the Heroes of Bingle in the process. Now, the Heroes of Bingle find themselves with a new challenge. They have been catapulted back through time by powerful magic, leaping into the bodies of 5 sellswords working for another old enemy, the pirate Whitebeard, a ruthless mercenary captain hoping to cash in on a bounty set by the Shazengao Empire, a bounty for 3 fugitives on the run: Bao Zhai, the dragonborn princess whose sister sits on the throne; Choran, the Triton who became her beloved; and their son, Chomel, a 5-year-old boy born in secret who by rights should be heir to the Shazengao dynasty. A 5-year-old boy who is hunted by the Empire for his Triton heritage. A 5-year-old boy who the team knows will grow to become the one calling himself Yan Mo, the undrowned. Yan Mo, the leader. Yan Mo, the strong. The heroes rescued Bao Zhai and her son from inside a terrifying castle on the Isle of Rum, a haunted manor infused with madness and tormented by its own memory of past sins. A family torn apart, a woman wronged, a son corrupted and transformed into the Wicker Boy, a creature of sticks, the burned husks of trees animated by an old evil. The team sailed to the Castle Rum by using a substance called the Liquor of the Dead to protect them from a terrible psychic assault, an attack on their sanity, causing paranoia, distrust, and violence. Once, not so long ago, the castle itself rested on the very spot in the ocean that evoked such madness. It was said that the Quake Warden himself had reshaped the rock of the island to detach and isolate the castle, to put open water between it and the rest of the isle. But the anomaly remained, causing anyone who sailed over that spot to be vexed, their minds twisted and ravaged. Lily and James had secured the Liquor of the Dead from a lighthouse keeper, calling himself the Viscount Winger-Sticks Envoy, a strange, bedeviled man, clearly suffering effects from prolonged usage of the vile drink. He allowed them to dig up a jug of the beverage from inside corpses, where it was being distilled, in exchange for a promise that they give him their own cadavers upon death. But the team discovered that the lighthouse keeper had once worked at the Castle Rum under the name Jaspin and murdered the noble family who lived there, setting fire to the property and burning them alive. They rescued Bao Zhai and her son and lifted the castle's curse, escaping a horrible demon known as the Lord of Crows. As they returned to their ship, anchored offshore, they discovered it had been disabled, the sails shredded by the beaks and claws of countless birds. The Lord of Crows was still out there. Repairing the ship, the team sailed once again for the Isle of Rum, this time avoiding the peculiar beam of light, casting a pathway along the water from the lighthouse to the castle. Along the way, they made some surprising discoveries. Fahima experimented with the liquor of the dead, learning from its magical properties how to harness the power of necromancy to use her own blood to heal others. Civ had a meeting with Whitebeard, discussing the possibility of selling the family of fugitives to the Shazan Gao, which would no doubt ensure their deaths. During that conversation, Civ spied Whitebeard's son, Mervis, listening in, hearing his own father say that he'd allow him to die for 15,000 gold. And Lily wrestled with the idea of doing something drastic to prevent young Yan Mo from growing up to devastate her childhood home. But perhaps most shocking, James revealed to the team his biggest secret, putting an end to the lie that he derived his magic from an innocuous leprechaun of Oberon's court. The truth, rocking the team to their very core, was that his patron was Shothrogot, a great old one of darkness and mystery, and that he had made a pact with the being, allowing it access to his mind in exchange for power. As we ended last week, the ship made landfall in the early part of the morning. There, in the distance, welcoming them back to the Isle of Rum, was the lighthouse at Ocean's Gull Point. And that's where we will pick up this week. Still in the boat, still on the ship. We are sailing. You have seen land. You see that lighthouse rising in the distance. It is day, so it is not clear whether the light is illuminated, but you saw it on your way all the way through the night. And you have an interesting decision to make, you're in an interesting position in that the lighthouse sits on the eastern edge of the Isle of Rum. Boster and the port of Boster sits on the western edge of the Isle of Rum. In order to get back to port, where Whitebeard will be taking the Tardy Plunder, which is the ship you are on, you need to sail around the Cape and back up to the western edge of the Isle. So, I'm just throwing this out there that it would certainly, if you're planning to go to the lighthouse, as you've indicated, you are much closer now than you will be. You'd have to cross the entire length of the island again. There may be the choice to make to try to stop here and just row to the island rather than go all the way back to port, which is where the ship is heading. I just wanted to throw that out in case the geography was not clear to everyone.
No, that's helpful. How far away are we from it right now, did you say?
You are a ways. You're still moving. You've just sort of caught sight of it. You're still, I would say, probably, a couple of miles away from it. I'm bad with distances, but it is in your vision. It is not to the point where you'd need to halt the ship right this second in order to.
We have a second to.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't the Tardy Plunder like cooking at this point? Isn't it moving?
It's moving. It's certainly moving. But like I said, you've seen land for the first time after avoiding, you've seen this beam of light sort of mysteriously existing as a pathway. And you guys made a point to have the helmsman of the Tardy Plunder drive the ship away from the light and cast a wide berth. But you saw it parallel to you as you returned, approaching the Isle.
So is this essentially like morning the next day?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still the morning. I mean, basically, we're picking up moments after James's confession at the end of last episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is when Ugo's holding James and we're all taking turns punching him in the gut, right?
That's you guys.
Fair.
Right?
Yeah, that's what this party does.
right. Sounds right.
They just beat each other up.
We're all for like, hold him down.
Well then, we can all be friends afterwards, Bygones be bygones.
Is that how it works? If your friends hold you and they punch you in the stomach, then you're
it's a few
friends
gut punches
afterwards?
between friends. That's right. Man.
So what would you guys like to do? You have you have had some discussion as we ended last week. You've had some discussion kind of working through this revelation from James, and the ship is moving. And the last thing that happened last week was that standing there in that moment of realization and kind of processing what he's said to all of you, you all notice that lighthouse in the distance breaking through that low-hanging fog, and you see land there quite a ways away.
Listen, I do think we should go to the lighthouse. I'd like us to go together because I don't know what could be waiting for us there. Jasper's connection to the old ones could mean that the Lord of Crows is there. I don't know.
I think it's a good idea to go to the lighthouse. I'm just a little concerned that Whitebeard, once he gets the information that he needs from Choron, isn't going to want to wait around for us.
Right. Could you get an answer from Choron or find out? I mean, where are we going after this? Where is he guiding Whitebeard to go? I mean, we don't have a lot of time, but do you think?
I suppose Lily and I could go down there and try to speak with him.
That's a good idea. Because, I mean, we don't think there's any danger in leaving them alone with Whitebeard if the five of us go off to the lighthouse, is there?
Well, something I forgot to mention since your grand reveal.
Yes. Grand is one word for it, yes. Yes.
What was that, Ugo?
I don't know if grand is a good word.
I'm sorry, I was trying to make a joke.
I have a big one. Diabolical.
Wow.
That's a good word.
That's a good word.
I think the word diabolical sort of means there's an intention of
Malice.
doing, right, and doing something.
Oh, I thought it just meant like
evil or-
demon thing.
No, yes. Anyway, moving on. It is a big word, though. Ugo, well done.
I just wanted to share with all of you that I had a brief, albeit interesting, conversation with Whitebeard last night, where he wanted to make sure that our loyalties still lie with him and that there wasn't going to be any pushback in case he decides he just wants to go and turn them in for the 15,000 gold pieces instead of going after the magical treasure. I don't think he's going to do that. I think greed will get the better of him, but he just wanted to make sure that we, or I, or perhaps all of us, I'm not sure, we're all going to be following suit if he decides to do that.
Does he really care
About what?
what we do?
I think he was a bit concerned, seeing as how we're the ones that have been handling Choron thus far. And I'm assuming that he thinks we're going to be able to get the information out of Choron that we need to seek the treasure.
What did you say to him?
I said, yes, Captain, aye. I just told him what he wanted to hear so that he wouldn't question us.
Well, the
Mervis,
yeah.
Mervis did overhear him say that he would trade in his own son for 15,000 gold.
Oh.
So that might be one of the reasons why Mervis hates him so much in the
Might
future.
be.
A lot of gold.
Terrible.
That's a number I don't even know I can count to.
You guys aren't even my parents, but if one of you said that, I would be very upset in now and in the future.
I can only imagine the sort of effect that would have on someone's upbringing, yes.
Well,
Yes, I'll go. Are you doing math?
no, I am very confused. I'm very confused about.
I couldn't tell if you
So
were
do
calculating.
we want Yanmo to live, or do we want him to be captured, or I'm confused at where we stand with Yanmo.
I thought the idea was that we were going to go along with Choron's plan of procuring this treasure,
I think we
at
have
least to begin with,
Yes.
and then hopefully giving them all the opportunity to escape. That was before we found out that Yon Mo was Yon Mo.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to make sure that we stay in the lines of what James has said about time. And in this instance, it seems like we are diabolical if we do and diabolical if we don't.
Well said. I think. Listen, we have no way of knowing what are all the parts of the equation that turn Chomel into Yon Mo. It's possible it's connected to the old ones. It's possible that the fact that his mother was driven mad by the cloud is one of the things that will turn him into yes.
As I said before, I'm pretty sure that the fact that the dragonborn people want him dead is probably going to be enough to drive him the way that he
Certainly
turns
not
into.
going to help. But that hasn't turned every single person, that alone I don't know if is enough to turn someone into someone committing genocide.
Okay, so one thing at a time, because I can't juggle so many things at once. So we are going to Jaspin, aka Winger-Sticks, and we are putting a hammer in his face.
Not necessarily, right? We want to get information out of him.
The
We
Lord
need
of
some
Crows.
information.
The best way to get information is put a hammer in someone's face.
He's not the Lord of Crows himself, but he's connected.
How do you know? Maybe he is.
But I think
suppose that's
Fahima has a
possible.
plan.
Oh, okay.
Fahima?
Well, I was just saying we're not necessarily going to put a hammer in his face. We have to talk to him, and I'd certainly
need
like to know a
information.
little bit more about why he did what he did.
So a hammer to his knee. Okay.
What do you think we should do, Fahima?
Sure.
Well,
Not to put you on the spot about how to talk to a dead man who talks to other dead men, but
right, no, just casual everyday questions.
seems like it these days.
I agree with James. I think we should go and get more information. And I don't know. It seems like while we're not going to change the future if we know more information about the Dark Ones, or we won't necessarily change John Mo's future. Perhaps this is something that this timeline wants us to know for our own timeline. So I don't think we can not go.
And it's possible that by finding out more information about the old ones, we could help Chomel and his parents avoid whatever happens to him. I don't know.
I don't think anyone wants to avoid going to the lighthouse. I think it's just a matter of dealing with Whitebeard and his,
Yes.
impetuousness if he finds out about the treasure that Choron promised.
Maybe you should also talk to Whitebeard about, that we're going to go quickly. We won't slow him down. We're going to go to the lighthouse. And I don't know, you think Whitebeard would be gung-ho if we were like, we're going to show that guy who kind of caused all that trouble back there at the Castle Rum. We're going to give him what for, and maybe Whitebeard will give us his blessing. I don't know.
What if we told Whitebeard that we needed to get more liquor of the dead, or it would be good for him to have a supply on his ship?
That's a pretty good idea.
That's a good
That's
idea.
not a lie.
Yeah.
Because that's not a lie.
Not for me.
And also, I think he should have this on his ship, because I don't know where that madness comes from.
That's a very good idea, actually.
Just
Yes.
realized that if I was like Dondo, I could cast that spell Truth, and he would tell us the truth.
Right.
Winger-Sticks.
Yes. So we Fahima, Ugo, and I can go to Whitebeard and tell him that if the two of you want to go to Choron, Chomel, and Baojai and try to convince him that now's the time, that we need to know where we're going.
Yes,
Yes?
I think if we speak to Choron on his own, I think Lily and I would be able to convince him of something.
Great. Okay, sounds good.
Just don't mention the conversation that I had with Whitebeard last night.
All right.
All right?
Yes. Yeah, noted.
Don't
Okay.
mention the fact that the child downstairs eventually tries to kill my entire family.
That too. Right.
Again, I am confused about where we stand on Yon Mo.
Me too,
We-
Ugo.
Okay.
We don't really know yet. We haven't
Okay.
quite landed on something.
At least I'm not alone.
All right. So, what should we do first? We're we have two groups, and one is going to Whitebeard, and one is going to down to the chambers where Lily had actually asked to stow the family, Baojai, Chomel, and Choran.
Hopefully they're still there because I said I was watching them.
Well, I believe you guys left the door locked,
Oops.
right? They are locked inside. So yes, they are still down there. I don't think they would attempt to leave anyway. We can do that first if you like. So that is Civ and Lily. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So the two of you go below decks. Lily leading Civ down to the chamber where they have been left. You get to the door. It is still closed and locked. You hear nothing through the door. What would you like to do?
Civ,
Yes.
what's our plan in here?
I don't think we need to discuss this in front of Baojai or Chomel. I think if we can get Choran by himself and speak with him, and hopefully now that he's got his family with him, he's going to be a little bit more amenable when it comes to giving us some information to work with.
Okay.
He might not tell us everything. In fact, if I was him, I wouldn't. But I would hope that he gives us something. Otherwise, Whitebeard might very well just go and turn him into the Shazamgao.
Correct. I'm beginning to think that nobody tells anybody everything. That's just life, huh?
Perhaps.
Okay, well,
Are you, before we go in, are you all right?
I don't know. I am very angry at James, and I don't know what to do about the child.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just trying to, process it myself before I do anything irrational or make some move that I'm going to regret in the future, or I guess in the past.
Right. What do you want to do, or is that muddled?
I mean, initially, between you and me, I wanted to get rid of the child, but he's a child. And also, I don't think that getting rid of him solves my problem. Our problem, the world's problem. I think he's a middleman. You know?
Yes.
I don't know to whom, or, well, I guess it's the Ashen Mage. Presumably.
And perhaps something working in the depths behind even that.
Correct.
I agree with you, and I'm glad that you say that, because if there's one thing that I can empathize with, it's a child being raised in an environment that teaches them to be corrupt.
Yeah. I mean, if I really had my way, I'd teach him to go live on Bingle. I'd send him to Bingle right now. You know? I'd have
Well,
him
we
be
could try.
raised by
We could
my
try to get
parents.
them. We could try to get them there.
It's true.
We could try to sneak them away if that's what you want.
I mean, if you're there, once you're on Bingle, you couldn't possibly hate it, could you?
No. It's by far the warmest, nicest, most caring place I've ever been in my entire life.
Thank you. I think so too. But sometimes I think that maybe I'm a bit naive in thinking that everyone sees that. And everyone doesn't have to. Anyway, to answer your question, I don't know what the best thing is to do, and I don't really know where I stand. I feel very conflicted. I know that's not helpful.
Well, if there's anything that I can do to help, just let me know. I can tell that you're welcome. I can tell that you're feeling tortured in all of this. I wish there was something I could do to make it easier.
Well, that's not how life works, huh?
I miss the old Lily.
She's still here. Just, taking a little break.
I wrote you another poem, but perhaps I should give it to you at a later date. Or I tell you what, I'll give it to you now, and you can read it when you're feeling down.
I kind of like it when you read them to me, if I'm honest.
I don't know if now's the time.
It does
I guess
feel
I could make
a
it
bit weird
quick.
for you to read me a love poem or a poem outside of the door of the child that potentially kills my whole island.
There's never
A bit tone deaf on our part.
there's never really a good time, is there?
No. If anything of our time together has proven it's that, right?
Yes. All right, I'll make it quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe we should just step away from the door. I just feel weird looking right there. Just down the hall.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready? This one is entitled Dancing Amongst the Clouds, a poem in prose by Siv Red Thistle. May I crawl aloft a white window sill and adore your rosy cheeks whilst you dream? Shall I slink through long, tall reeds, arriving at the locked door of your soul? The shadowy spectre of shame haunts my blood. Can the canvas of my heart be painted in fine kisses? A touch, a song, a gesture, a scent, a sweet embrace. Tiny smiles that warm my veins in white-hot passion. May cleansing tears rain down from the candle queen, missiles piercing my flesh and eyne with truth. Vows buried deep in the ground, seeds of affection slowly sprout. Morning dew manifests on blades of grass. Hidden away, our love blooms forevermore.
I know I said you couldn't do anything to make me feel better. But I guess I was wrong. You really do have a way with words, Siv. It's a gift.
You make it much easier for me to find my words. I do love you, no matter what happens.
I love you too. And thank you for being so gentle with me and understanding that there's many parts of a personality.
I do believe you're being tested. We all are. I just hope something good comes out of all of this.
Me too. But we can hope and dream and wish all we want, and that won't do anything. But we do have to stick together as a group, and I haven't been doing a very good job at that, which is a bit what I'm supposed to do, I think. Feels like that's why I was put with all of you for whatever reason.
You're allowed to have your bad days too.
I know. But I also have to remind myself that eventually I have to snap out of it. Because feeling bad is absolutely all of our rights. But wallowing in it does no good. For ourselves or anyone around us.
Agreed. I'm gonna take your hand and walk you back towards the door.
And as we do that, we switch over to the.
We didn't even get in the room.
I'll take the scene
There
outside.
was also, during the middle of that poem, there was
Get
like
a room is what it
police
sounds like.
helicopter. There was a police
Eesh.
helicopter over my house. It was
I think that was
so
just your
loud.
heart beating. No, the other group, of course, Ugo, James, Fahima, are making their way toward the
Beard's
captain's
cabin.
quarters, where Whitebeard. And as you approach that room, a very different experience than the same ship, obviously, the Tardy Plunder. 22 years later, you had gone to the captain's quarters. Very different experience going to the captain's quarters under Whitebeard. The door, both times members of your party have gone to this place, has not closed. It is open. And you hear a lot of activity inside as you walk up to the door, Whitebeard muttering, moving around, planning and looking at charts and doing a number of things.
Hello, Captain.
Come.
Yes, hi.
You
Listen.
walk through the door.
Yes. Hello. We were thinking, the five of us, sellswords, while we're here in the view of Ocean's Gull Point, we actually were thinking that it would be a good idea to get some more liquor of the dead. And if you don't mind, we were going to take one of the boats while we're here closer and go take care of that. And
not really
we could.
my flavor, you know. I appreciate that you like that stuff, but not really to my taste.
No, yes, but it can definitely be helpful if ever we run into so many of those ghosts that you killed back at the castle.
Right.
Yes. Right.
All right. You want to take the boat here and make landfall on the eastern side.
Yes, and we could either meet you back in Boston, or we could, depending on where we're going next, we could, I could send you a message and we could communicate after the fact.
So just you three or all five?
All five of us, yes, yeah, the five of us. We're potentially worried about we ran into a little bit of trouble last time we went to the Lighthouse. So in case there's any problems, but we'll be fast. We'll be able to move faster that way with the five of us.
We'll get around the Cape and make a port at Boston again. I want to get back on Whitebeard's itch. We'll have to move a lot of supplies back and reorient the crew. Lots to be done, of course.
Of course, yes, absolutely. Yes, yeah, we're keen to move quickly as well. So.
Well, the next bit of business is finding out where we're going next.
Yes, I think
I was just about to head down and have a little chat. You're not planning to take that family with you, are you?
No, by
no.
no means.
No.
Yes. No.
Too dangerous.
Good. I've started to trust you five, and I don't want to doubt my instinct on that.
No, we appreciate that, and we certainly wouldn't give you any reason not to. I certainly think it is time for Choron to make good on his promise, so...
Well, shall we go have a little chat?
Right now?
Yes, right now.
He starts marching.
Actually, there was one more thing, and I'm making eye contact with Fahima and Ugo. There was one more thing that we wanted to discuss
Walk and
quickly.
talk.
Oh, okay. Actually, but about this map, the map, there was a question. There's something I was very curious about with the
What? Okay.
the castle
He
and the
turns around and
lighthouse.
comes back.
Yeah.
What
do you need?
Right. We saw this sort of markings for topography, and we weren't sure if that's an obstruction in the water or if there's
and you know what it was?
perhaps
It was
shallow
that,
water.
that island that Choron's magic item created back there. Fahima and myself were having a very interesting discussion. That could make a very interesting base of operations.
What are you guys talking about?
You know, it's a place that no one knows about. I mean, it was a deserted island, literally a few days ago, and now it's a bright green filled with waterfalls. You should we were thinking and wanted
untapped magical power, probably.
Oh my goodness, yes, of course.
Why did nobody tell me any of this?
You weren't at the cartography sessions, all right?
Yes,
I don't even know what that word means.
A wizard thing.
Totally a wizard thing. But yes, yeah.
Calm
and from
down,
there,
Orc. The wizards are making a interesting point. You know, Choron mentioned that it was a gift to old Whitebeard. So perhaps it does deserve a visit.
Yeah, I think it could be. Maybe after we get this other magical treasure, it could be, it could be a very interesting look, and it's a central location. I'm like pointing at the map, basically trying to make a big show of like, and from here you could raid these.
You could build your own government. You could build your own schools. Educate your son. Let him, play in the field.
Infrastructure, bridges.
The game must be fabulous.
Okay, but while this is all happening,
right now.
while this is all happening, while the elaborate dumb show is happening, Civ and Lily are now making their way back hand in hand toward the door to the chambers.
All right. I will take out the key and unlock it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just peek my head in to see, kind of open the door slowly, so not to start like a gentle knock, I guess, and an open, so they don't think we're just like barging in.
There's a bed, and Chomel is in the bed, and the two adults are sort of huddled nearby, whispering to each other as the door opens. Both of them stop talking and look back at you.
Choron.
Yes.
Could we have a word really quick?
Come in.
It's Civ and I.
Yes,
Would you mind just stepping out here really quick? Whitebeard's gonna come down here. I just want to ask you a question. We won't go far. Just right out front of the door. You can keep your hand on the doorknob. I promise.
All right. And Baojai looks nervous and skittery. That feeling of tension and a little mania that you saw in her really hasn't dissipated even after a night's sleep. She still seems, her eyes are jittery. She still seems on edge. He looks back at her and he says, "My beloved, I will be right here. You will see my hand on the door." He steps out. "Please, this is... I do not like being away from them even for a moment."
I know, I understand.
We don't have a lot of time. Whitebeard wants his information on the treasure.
Yes, of course. I want my family safe. I want us delivered somewhere safe, at least for the moment. And then, of course, I will tell you everything.
He's not going to go for that. If I know Whitebeard, he'll just whip you until you tell him.
So be it. I have taken worse.
Well, then he'll whip your wife, and then he'll whip your boy. He's ruthless. You're going to have to give him something. I just had a conversation with him last night, and trust me, he's going to want some information from you before we go anywhere.
He's my only bargaining chip. If I give him the information, he can kill us immediately or give us to the Shazengao.
Can you give him something, anything, a piece, a part of it?
Or even what it is.
I do have an idea.
What is it?
Bring him down here.
Are you sure?
It is the only gambit I have left.
All right.
Okay.
And despite all of the prolonged, discussion over the map during poetry reading and discussion. Eventually, the four of you, the three of you and Whitebeard.
Certainly he's had enough time by now. I mean, it's not like Civ read a poem to her in the hallway or anything.
You hear, Civ and Lily, you hear commotion coming down the ladder that gets to the lower area, and you hear your friends still saying, but back to the map a little bit. They're still trying to sort of.
Yes, making a big show. It is if ocean currents are in season.
Yeah, but why do we keep talking about this? I don't understand why this keeps happening. What does this have to do with anything right now?
Jeff, can I slink into the room real quick and say something to Baojai before
Yes.
Whitebeard? Okay. I'm just gonna quickly make my way over to her and whisper into her ear, no matter what happens, no matter what I say, trust me. All right?
She looks at you with confusion and fear.
I'm going to try to insert myself between your husband and the ship's captain. Only if necessary.
She backs up and sits down on the bed, and you see Chomel come to wakefulness and sit up too, and she puts her arms around him and holds him tight. And she looks at you and doesn't say anything, but she looks very uncertain and even more heightened, even more scared.
I'll pop my head in and say, he's trying to be comforting.
And then when I make my way back outside past Choron, I'll say, if I rough you up, it's just a show. All right?
Please, no more stabbing this time.
And
I'll use something else.
you see
they're coming.
Whitebeard walk up and approach you, and he says,
Why is this prisoner outside his room?
Trying to get information out of him for you, Captain.
Right. Well,
I'm gonna grab Choron forcefully and shove him back into the room.
thanks, Tabaxi.
and Choron puts a big boot at the bottom of the door and kicks it wider open and steps in, and you see Baojai holding onto Chomel and looking at him with fear, and Choron looking at you, Civ, and looking at all five of you and sort of standing back, and he says, I am in my cell. We are not a threat. We are not a threat.
Oh, I know.
And Whitebeard kind of lays a hand on the belt that's on his hip, on the whip that's on his belt on his hip, and he walks close to Choron, who stands between Baojai and Whitebeard, and Whitebeard says,
All right, time's come. I did my part. I got your family for you. Killed a bunch of ghosts on the way. Now, make with the treasure. Where is it? And how do we get there?
Can I get behind Choron and put my hand on his shoulder, and then I'll put my boot on the back of his leg and knock him down to his knees after Whitebeard finishes speaking?
Sure.
We've followed Whitebeard down the hallway too, kind of busily. So I get the sense like probably James and Fahima are like looking in, Agora sort of looking in from the hallway.
Yeah, I assume all of you would
yeah.
be able to fit in this room should you so choose. You can all be privy to this interaction. Civ comes around back, kicks the back of Choron's leg, and he goes down to his knees, and you see Baojai and Chomel kind of squeals a little bit and looks, and she pulls him in and holds his head. I'm no threat. And he, Choron looks at you, Civ, and he looks back at Whitebeard, and he says, I will give you the location of the treasure cache. I promise. I need my family safe.
Oh, where's your family safe?
Bingle. Take us to Bingle. It is a place of peace. No one would dare bring violence to the shores of Bingle.
They have a long-standing covenant with the Shazengao that dates back to the end of the war. A strike against Bingle is a strike against the Shazengao dynasty itself.
I will awaken mind to Lily. Are you all right with this idea? I'm trying to meet her eyes.
She, of course, can't respond to you unless it's out loud. Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm looking at you closely.
I mean, Whitebeard's got his back to all of them anyways, right?
Right.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a look that's unsure.
Choron continues. They have deep ties to the Tritons as well. You do not maintain a destination like that without long-standing friendships. Will-o-wisp, Dumblestuck will not betray me. You expect me to just drop you off and take your word on the location of the treasure? No. No. This one,
And he indicates James,
has been in my brain. I suspect he has been in yours as well.
Hang on.
I'm gonna pull his hair back, and I'm gonna send my claws out and put my claws up underneath his neck. When he says that.
What are you trying to say?
You have the power to peer into our thoughts. Especially if we let you.
Right.
Deliver us safely to Bingle. I will open my mind. I will allow you to see exactly where the location of the treasure cache is in detail. And you will know whether I am lying. Right?
I look at Whitebeard. I look at Whitebeard and everybody else, and it's like, right? It's not a bad idea.
Mage, you have the ability to determine whether he's lying.
Yes, he speaks truth. I tried to read his thoughts earlier. He sort of forced me out. But if he were to allow me, yes.
Exactly. I would just let it happen. I would be an open book and you would know if I was lying. Look at me now. Look in my face. I am not lying now.
and Whitebeard rolls an insight check. He rolls a 3. He looks confused, and he says,
What's to stop me from just killing you where you kneel now? Nothing. Nothing.
I can't read the thoughts of a dead man, Captain.
And I don't think that you would have gone through everything that we've gone through for nothing.
I'm going to whisper into his ear. I don't know if Whitebeard's going to be able to hear it or not, but I'm going to say, tell us what's in the treasure. Make it good.
Look at my eyes, Captain. I am telling you the truth. This treasure has power beyond your wildest dreams. It is quite simply the most potent weapon ever devised. Gold, jewels, and a weapon.
I'm rolling an insight check on that.
sure.
Yeah, right? Me too.
You can roll 2, Uggo.
Civ, you have advantage from Scully as my homegirl, countered by Uroboros 43.
Okay.
James, you have advantage from Numera, countered by Grimfaded.
Thanks.
Uggo,
I'm
you have
rolling
advantage. Okay, Uggo, you have advantage from 2-0 Mask, countered by Grimfaded. I haven't seen 2-0 Mask before. Welcome.
Hi.
Lily, you have advantage from Lily Dumblebay, countered by Grimfaded. Fahima, are you gonna roll or no?
It doesn't seem like I need to.
Yeah, I agree.
Dirty
Fahim
20.
He was like, I wonder if you read him a poem on there.
What if none of us tell Fahima what we think?
Dirty 20, what did you get, Siv?
11.
What's Ugo?
I also got 11.
Okay.
I also got a dirty 20.
Oh, so
Nice.
Lily and James, you stare at Choran on his knees, Siv's claws at his neck, a bead of sweat coming down his pale, almost silvery skin. It's almost a fish-like skin. Sweat glistening from his brow, his eyes locked on Whitebeard, unflinching, unmoving. And a shiver goes up each of your spines, hearing about a weapon. It seems like he's telling the truth.
Captain,
Yeah.
it's worth it.
So.
Even
you-
if he's lying, sir, in the most you get out of this is that island, that base, you're already ahead.
I mean, Captain, if I can be frank, it sounds to me like we have the option of a very boring run for treasure or a true pirate adventure.
I do like a good story.
And
Indeed.
quite frankly, turning him in for a ransom that is set to anyone is pretty boring.
Mm.
No offense.
Well, it
Also, it might
seems
not
to
look
me.
good for the men. Just saying.
What? What do you
If
say?
you're willing to turn people over to authorities, what's to prevent you from turning over your crew to the authorities?
Snitches get stitches is something I've heard passed around the crew.
That's an old
It's a
folklore.
very old prime pirate thing.
James read that in like a fiction book at some point and was like, I like that.
That was in the menu at the restaurant where we had the brawl.
That's
That
right.
was not-
Yes,
Krusty
exactly.
Station.
The Krusty Station's motto.
Snitches get stitches.
I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a large lager and the snitches get stitches, please.
Oh, it's so good.
Sorry.
The extra butter sauce. Oh, it's so good.
All right.
Anyway.
Whitebeard hears that from both of you, and
It seems to me this plan requires me to trust the Triton and to trust you.
he turns to James.
I
It's paid off for you so well so far. Thank you.
Oh, you do.
Thank you.
But I swear to you, if I catch even a whiff of lies or duplicity, my whip will be the least of your worries.
Understood.
And another thing, all of you go with me to the treasure. We drop them at Bingle and none of you stays. You keep going. And whatever traps or curses or danger lies in our way, you handle it first. You lay down your life for your captain. That's my terms.
Done.
Hold on. I lift Choran back up and put my claws back. If we're going in first, if we're going to risk our lives for you, then I want a bigger cut. And I look over at Ugo.
Yep.
Well, I would have preferred you and I had that conversation in private. As a bit of a...
We are pirates. These pirates, we don't have secrets. Okay?
James will...
We tell each other everything.
James will awaken mind to the party and say, like, we're probably not going to be able to take back any of that gold back to our time, just so you know, until we get to the vault. But never mind, never mind.
Good point.
I think Sid
Very
knows
good
that very
point.
well.
just
think
say
That
it.
doesn't mean
aware of
he's
that.
not going to be clinging to that gold as he warps back in
I don't
time.
think I don't think it's about actually getting it.
Right. Just, sorry.
Oh, so each the 5 of you wants a bigger cut. Well, we'll see about that. How much is in there, Triton?
Enough for every one of you to never have to worry about gold again. If you think 15,000 gold is a lot,
I do.
imagine what it must be for the Shazengown to promise that much for us.
Drop in the bucket, probably.
Yeah.
A big bucket.
Well,
Big drop.
it sounds like I need to talk to Saugus about a new destination. We're going back to port in Gloucester. We're gonna
Excuse me.
supply up. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. I know you were in the middle of a monologue, but I just want to say, maybe this was already discussed, but if we're going to come with you on this adventure, there's one thing that we're going to need. We're going to need more of the liquor of the dead, because I don't know if there's more madness out there, but if we don't have it, we are in no situation to battle it right now, because we're...
Lily, yes, we already
blinded.
discussed with the captain,
Okay,
and
no, just making
he's agreed to give us a lifeboat. And in fact, if we're done here, we should probably be on our way, and we'll meet you in Boston.
Well, know this. If you're headed for danger at that lighthouse, I give you 48 hours. It's about how long it'll take us to supply up and transfer the crew. Beyond that, I kill these 3. We scrap the plan for Bingle, and I collect my 15,000. So, I guess their lives are in your hands.
We'll make the boat.
48 hours.
Don't you worry about that.
Or at least one of us will.
I'd keep my eye on that one.
And he turns and walks away.
We should.
I just turn and look at Lily, and I have my hands up like,
What?
What?
We're going to Bingle.
we can't take him to Bingle.
I don't know what to do.
Why is that a problem?
Why?
Hang
Why?
on. We shouldn't necessarily discuss this here, everyone. So come on. So I will shepherd us back up towards the deck, up toward the lifeboat.
I shake Choran's hand. Good job. Very well done. It's very
done.
believable.
You know, I
You could have
thought
been a
that you
little
had.
more gentle.
I thought
Sorry.
you had arranged it, but I wasn't quite sure. The acting was really good. I was.
Yeah, I
taken
almost
for
punched
a
him in the
moment.
face.
I only didn't intervene because I trust Civ, but that was very convincing.
And Choran looks at the 5 of you and says, "Thank you. And please, please, do not die."
Ugo looks over to Chomel. You got that hammer?
And you see it. He puts his hand under his pillow and pulls it out. Holds it up, and it says, Ugo the Brave carved in it.
That'll keep you safe always. And never forget the name.
He
You're
sits
gonna
back
like
down.
Bingle. You're gonna like Bingle. It's a wonderful place.
You all leave to the family kind of huddling back together at the back of the room, and the door shuts, and you are alone,
Okay.
the five of you.
If we can get to Bingle and find Grammy, perhaps we can do some good?
I just don't want to endanger the Dumblestocks.
I don't either.
They're
but
already in
clearly already
danger.
in danger.
Yes, but
How
sending
does this
pirates
make it
there.
worse?
All right.
Well, maybe we don't.
Is there a
send-
way that we can get a message to them before we get there, James? Can you
Say
send them
what?
something?
To
Just
say what?
warn them that we're coming.
Yes.
Tell them what's going on. Anything. Otherwise, we're just going to show up with these prisoners and say, "Here, watch them while we go and loot someplace."
They're not
No.
watching them, and it sounds like they have a connection to the island.
No, it's a
He
little bit of
knew
like a
Grammy.
yes. It's a little bit of like a witness relocation program, something I've heard about. Basically, they go to Bingle and they just kind of live a new life.
If he
And
knows,
maybe living that kind of life is what saves Chomel. I don't.
Or maybe living that kind of life is what leads him to Bingle in our time.
We can't know.
We can't know.
So we just
And
have
I
to,
don't. My gut tells me that if you spent your whole life in Bingle, or spent a large part of your childhood in Bingle, this amazing, beautiful place, how would you ever want to destroy it?
It's protected by the Shazan Gal.
I don't know. We need to go though. We've got 48 hours. We need to go.
my only thought on this is that he said Grammy's name, and she didn't say that she knew Chomel when we were there.
Mhm.
Did she?
No.
And she would have remembered if that is how it had gone in the past.
Think he looks the same as.
Did he-
I guess it is undeniable. I
If a
noticed
couple
it
of-
if we saw him.
Did he ever
If a
show
coup-
his face? Right? We only saw him under the water. Who's to say he was on land at all?
That's true.
If a couple of Dragonborns and a Triton spent a large amount of time in Bingle 20 years ago, Lily, do you think you would have heard about it?
I think so, but Grammy's a mystery, you know?
True.
You know, that's what
Okay.
makes her so fun. But I do think I would have known. I think she would have told me. She told me lots of secrets.
We're in uncharted territory now, for sure.
I guess I
But-
feel comforted knowing that at least she would have had an impact on a child. Because quite frankly, I don't know what I can say to a 5-year-old that would change his mind, but if anybody can change a person's mind, it's Grammy.
There was something about that when he seemed so petulant about going to Bingle last night. There was something about attacking Bingle that seemed like, yes, that is the action of a child who never got to go there. Who never got to experience it and had a lot of, repressed anger about it. I don't know. I'm trying to play psychologist to a
Attacking-
5-year-old.
Attacking Bingle? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Chomel eventually 20 years from now deciding to attack Bingle, maybe because he never got to go there.
Oh,
It's sort of juvenile, I know,
Right.
but it kind of makes a bit of sense.
I mean, if you want to talk about juvenile, it's wiping out the happiest island in the world, no matter who you are. So
I agree.
can't
Well, I
justify
think-
that too much.
we really have to remember here that Chomel was a servant to someone greater. It
Yes.
Choron
wasn't strictly
was.
his choice
Oh, yes. This is true. This
to
is
attack
true.
Bingle.
No,
It wasn't a
he's little
personal
man.
vendetta.
And on that note, we need to learn more about the old ones, which means we
Yes.
need to go.
I think we're having this conversation on the way to the boat.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I think you're right.
A walk and talk, certainly.
I will
Walking
not
to-
move until we're done talking.
Ellie's
Guys?
like, no, right
Guys?
here.
This is a
We're
crazy
walking up, we're
hallway.
just doing-
Lots of things happen in this
I'm getting
hallway.
ready. Gonna have to row a long way. Let's do it.
Haven't had a sit and talk in a long time.
I assume we're close to the island now.
Yeah,
Close
so
enough.
first I want to say thank you to some folks that are giving us balloons right now. Vegan Dracolich, Digital Realm, Cosmic Lord 09, Chef Scott 68, Guy Vox, Madam Mouse, Hornist 34, Ladybug 2015. That's a very young Ladybug. Damon 7 and others. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Thanks for showing us love.
Isn't that technically an old ladybug?
I was gonna say.
I guess for ladybugs, it would be old.
I don't know the lifespan of a ladybug. I just realized.
All right, so you have made your way up to the main deck of the ship, and you see you're still moving, and you see Loudmouth come barreling down the plankway, the deck toward you, and he's like, Whitebeard told me what you like to do, and I understand you're going to take one of the rowboats and head off to the eastern side of the isle. Where he told me he'd like you to not stop for you because he's going to be in a bit of a hurry. So we're going to have to do a maneuver that we don't do quite frequently, which is drop you off a moving ship. I hope you guys are all okay with that. I did it one time a few years ago, and it went really well. And then I did it a couple of times more recently.
That's good enough for us. Thank you. The one
Thank
time.
you, Loudmouth.
Thank you,
Right.
Loudmouth.
So, go ahead.
No, I just have my fingers in my ears.
How fast is the ship moving, Jeff?
How many knots?
It has slowed from how many knots? She's just trolling me at this point.
Fast ship.
The fast ship. The ship was moving at a very brisk pace. You see, it has slowed a bit. It's basically like being in a car, and like we're gonna open the door and you can jump out and just hit the ground rolling. It's
Barrel roll.
one of the. We slowed a little for you, but we're not coming to a stop. So the idea here is that you're gonna get into the rowboat on the hooks on the ropes, and they're going to lower you close to the surface of the water as the ship is still going over the pretty fast, and then release the hooks and drop onto the water, and then you'll try to row away. So,
and hopefully not get caught in the wake of the ship as it goes by.
That's right. This is as much courtesy as Whitebeard is willing to offer you at this.
What does the water look like right now? Is it calm seas or?
It is relatively calm. It's not very choppy, but it's not dead calm. There's certainly waves and go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because I feel like a lot of times lighthouses are like a break area. So is it choppy gluing into the lighthouse?
Yeah, the Tardy Plunder is not going to be able to get close enough. It's not going to get beyond the break, right? So yeah, you'll be beyond that section, and so the water isn't as calm as it will be once you do get past the breaker. But yeah, so it's going to be it's going to be an interesting experience dropping into water alongside a very large Tardy Plunder that's pushing water away from it as well. So everybody climbs in, and you see Loudmouth at the top. He's like, all right, boys, just give a signal. It can be any kind of signal you want. You can give me a wave or a thumbs up, or maybe one of you wants to shout something. We could come up with a key word if you'd like. One word.
How about shut up and do it?
That works for me. And he points at the a couple other crew members who start cranking the winch that the rope is on. What's the word I'm looking for? The crank.
Winch.
Yeah, and it's as you start, it starts lowering, kind of herky-jerky toward the surface of the water, and you're all sitting, the five of you sitting in the boat, this rowboat that you've been in many times at this point, and you watch as the water underneath you gets closer and closer, herky-jerky, going down the side of the boat, moving up past you. Brand new ship this is, so you see this pristine hull as you get lower and lower down, but again moving below you is that water at a fairly brisk pace. The ship is not going.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would say the ship is not going as fast as it can, but still at this distance from the water it looks pretty intense how fast the boat is going.
James would like to hold on to Ugo very tightly because he's fully aware he has a reputation of falling off of things. So, Ugo, I hope you don't mind, and I'm just going to hug him from the back, like I'm on the back of a motorcycle or something.
I've gotten used to it.
It's all right. I just, yes.
It's all right. I got you, James. I got you.
Thank you, buddy.
Another thing we should try to keep in mind here as we're getting lower down is trying to keep this boat as balanced as possible. So if we can kind of distribute our weight as much. James, you can stay on. I'll go, but
Thank you.
maybe Fahima and Civ and I, we should try and distribute.
How
Sure.
many feet down is it?
From the ship?
Yeah.
Easily 30.
Easily 30, just about
Yeah.
30?
Yeah.
Okay, because the image I'm getting is that we're trying to go down a ladder or something similar, right? To this.
No,
We're in the
no,
we're in the
we're
boat
in the
and
boat.
it's being
The
winched
boat is being
down.
lowered, and what's going to happen is one of you is going to need to be at the bow, and one of you is going to need to be at the stern of the little rowboat, and you're going to have to detach the two ropes that are holding it
Yeah.
parallel, perpendicular to the thing.
Right.
Parallel to the thing, I guess, is more accurate. At the same time, so it drops into the water, and then you row away from the boat that is still going.
What could possibly go wrong?
And that's 30 feet from the
No,
top
no,
to
I
the
thought
bottom?
you meant no.
Sorry, I'm confusing
The
you
length
and
of
myself.
the ship, the length of the ship that you're being lowered down is about 30 feet. You're gonna drop to the water 2 or 3, 5 feet tops. It's not a large distance that you're dropping. The dropping is not the issue. It's the landing and moving.
Like the
water.
Titanic.
Well, it is a bit like going
Like
off
the
of
lifeboats, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
this is literally a lifeboat.
I'm
and-
so sorry that my oral comprehension's so bad. I can't understand sometimes.
No, I appreciate the clarity.
So there's many people who appreciate the clarity.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't do a very good job of describing it.
I didn't
anyway.
mean that as an insult to you.
No.
Joe.
No,
That's
not
great.
at all. No, you were clearly insulting the audience. I got it.
Our audience clearly needed it.
So what we're gonna need is somebody to do the.
I'll do the bow.
The bow, and then someone else to do the.
I can do the
Stern.
stern,
Okay,
the rear.
so I want each of you to roll a dexterity check.
All of us or just the two
No,
of them?
just the two of them.
Okay.
Roll it at the same time.
Oh, that's so much more fun. Okay.
Civ, you have advantage from scented meat, countered by Grim-Fated. Lily, you have advantage from Mountain Geek, countered by Cosmic Lord 09.
Oh.
So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. You did it already. You already
rolled.
ruined this plan. Go ahead.
Okay.
24.
19.
All right, both of you manage to release it almost at the exact same moment, and the ship goes down 3 or 4 feet onto the rushing water. Boom, boom, you hear it splash, and immediately the wake that's being cast from the side of the boat pushes all of you, and everybody roll me a dexterity saving throw.
That side of the ship, get to that side of the ship, balance it, but don't overcompensate.
If you have advantage from Scully as my homegirl, countered by Grim-Fated. James, you don't have to roll. You're at the mercy of what happens to Uggo. Actually,
All right, fair.
Actually, you roll me a strength saving throw, and we'll see how
Oh
you hold up.
no! That's so much worse. Oh no!
Much lower DC. Civ, you have advantage from Scully as my homegirl, countered by Grim-Fated. Fahima,
Got
you have
that,
advantage from Doug in Texas, countered by Grim-Fated. James, you have advantage from Scully as my homegirl, countered by Grim-Fated. Uggo, you have advantage from the Brush of Tea, countered by Grim-Fated. And Lily, you have advantage from Angel Devilson, countered by Grim-Fated. Whatever we get.
25.
17.
On my strength saving throw, 13.
Okay.
19.
17.
All right,
Nice.
We're ready.
We're focused.
Yeah, you take that wave in stride, and the whole rowboat rocks and lists to one side, and you all sort of grab on and you brace yourselves, knowing what was coming, and the boat kind of turns a bit and starts to almost surf on that wake and propelled off in a trajectory sort of toward the lighthouse, toward that breaker, and you get actually some speed going, all of you hunkering down and getting into position, Uggo pulling up the oars, and now you're kind of like jetting across the surface of the ocean, rocking and moving, but all of you James hanging onto Uggo, everybody holding onto the sides of the boat, and you're just moving across the surface.
James, it's gonna be a bit choppy, and I know sometimes your stomach doesn't like that, so just try and focus on one point, okay?
Thank you.
And
Yes.
keep breathing.
Right.
I'm going to conjure him a bit of ginger.
Oh,
To chew on? Yeah, just chew
that's
on
so
that.
nice.
It'll
Thank
disappear
you.
in an hour, but the taste can help settle your stomach for a bit.
The
That's
mind can
helpful.
heal you sometimes.
Ah, thank you.
I mean, technically, it would disappear the moment it hit your stomach because any damage the item takes from your stomach has a
Placebo
I'm
effect.
sure it's delightful.
I'm sure. It's
Oh,
nice.
just your DM chiming into some logic.
I'm sure it's delightful going down. All right, so you guys are you're headed at quite a clip toward the island. I'll I'm assuming
Listen.
you're rowing as per usual. Go ahead, James.
So okay, last time Lily and I
Hammering
were
the
there.
water.
Last time Lily and I were there, there was an awful plant creature that we had to kill. There may be more of them.
Dog, right? Some kind of dead dog.
The
It
dead
seemed to be
dog was-
controlled by the plant creature. Yes.
It seems
Nothing was
it's
resistant to fire, right?
Not
Well,
that
we
I could
didn't
tell.
try,
We
I
didn't
know.
use much fire. Yes.
Okay, well.
But it was a lot of acid and beating us with roots and such. It was not
Okay.
pleasant. But they are limited in their range, so I was able to get far enough away and just pepper it with Eldritch blasts.
And that was
Good for you.
outside of the lighthouse, right?
It was, yes,
Right.
but if there's, I don't know if Jaspin has control over them at all. Probably not, but
I'm not
if
sure
we raise the
Jasper
alarm.
has control over much.
It's true.
But he seems to think he does, so.
True. So yes, I mean, so how do we want to approach this? Do we want to, do we want to strong arm him, or should we try to deceive him in some way?
Well, before you were saying that he seemed very full of himself, and that
He
if we
was.
just got him talking, he might tell us what we want to know without even having to strong arm him.
Yes, yeah, I think so. Unless
Flattery would
Yeah.
get you a long way with him, I think.
that's true.
Good to
That's
know.
true.
So maybe we give him a gift.
Yes. Flattery of his face.
The gift?
A gift.
What does he like?
I'll go in rare form tonight.
Well, this is a terrible idea. We did promise him our bodies.
I'm
Do you plan on giving him your
sorry?
body?
No.
Are you gonna sell yourself to him?
No.
Because
No,
if you do, that's your
James.
choice, and it's your body. You can do whatever you
no,
want
that's
with it.
Yeah, I
not
mean,
what
there's
I
nothing wrong
mean.
with
We're not
that. I
here
just
to
want to be
judge.
clear. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
fully
you not
support
judging
you.
me.
Yeah.
That's not what I mean.
I don't support it.
well,
His,
no.
his body's choice.
Yeah.
Support him
Anyway,
sacrificing himself.
no. Moving along. No. Maybe could we play as if one of us had died?
Oh,
He expected the Isle of Rum to kill us.
that's true.
But
What happens
seems
then?
like he would want to use the corpse for something.
Right.
What
Um,
if I pretended that I was dead, but then I was one of his royal court?
Oh, but what if he does really
Like a
speak to the
jester.
dead?
Is this man a king?
Well,
Well,
No. He's a.
I
he,
can-
He
I-
thinks he's a viscount.
I don't know.
if you did that, Lily, do you think he might have an adverse reaction to that, seeing as how he tried to kill everyone?
But didn't you say something about him drinking the liquor of the dead and talking to the dead bodies that were in the room with him?
And we just thought he was crazy, but in retrospect, maybe he really was talking to them.
I have
Well,
an
then-
idea.
What?
What if we knock him unconscious and then James reads his mind?
I don't approve of that.
Why not?
I don't
Man
know
killed
how
a bunch of people.
I don't know how successful that's going to be. Unconscious people don't have a whole lot going on upstairs.
How about that's a really good plan C?
Yes. If there is something more diabolical at work, then
Word of the
that's
day.
no, seriously. Then I think that's a good plan. But
So what if he's duplicitous? I don't know what that word means, but Whitebeard used it, and he used it with liar. So
I'll go.
And he was a
Well-
What do
liar.
you
well.
think that word means?
Dupe,
Sound it out.
duplice, tus.
And what do you think that would mean?
So dupe sounds like duplicate, right?
Oh, yeah,
or
it
to
does sound
dupe
like
someone.
Okay,
Dupe-
now
dupe-
you do the rest yourself, I'll go.
duplicitous would be like if you were doubly something.
Right. Two-faced.
Duplicitous.
That's not bad. Yes, you're getting there.
Two-faced.
Two-faced.
He has two faces?
No.
Metaphorically. That's another
Two
one.
personalities.
Oh. Okay.
Right.
Well,
One
what if he's
could
a liar?
say-
Is what I'm saying. What if he lies? What if we talk to him and he's like, "Oh yeah, I swam in the ocean, and then there was an island, and then I
Then I
left."
could try to read his mind, or then maybe I could try to cast suggestion. If I hope there's not something protecting him. I don't know. I'm worried.
That's what I mean. Like, knock
Well,
him out,
James-
wake him up, then read his mind.
You might be the best person to ask about this. Put yourself in his shoes, right? He's a guy who possibly has connections with a dark being. What would it take for a group of people to convince you that you should reveal all your secrets to them?
Be friends of mine for a long time.
Is there another way? Perhaps?
I'm gonna see if Ugo even caught that. He did not, because I rolled a 7.
Amazing.
I like the idea of offering him some sort of gift. I don't know about Lily, so to speak, but we could offer him a dead body, whether we disguise it or whatever, and then get him talking, and he'll be our friend at that point because we'll be, giving him something he really wants.
Well,
Should have brought Ostrom with us.
information is always a good gift.
I could say that I'm from the old ones.
But we want to know more about the old ones.
Right, that would start the conversation.
You could say you're from the old ones, but you have amnesia.
I
And you
like it.
need him to tell you more about where
yes.
you're from. What's
Okay.
wrong, Ugo?
Too many words.
Many words.
Okay.
I can't remember. It would mean that I couldn't remember, and I need his help.
Okay, so if I used it in a sentence, I'll go, if you hit him in the head and he became unconscious, when he wakes up, he might have amnesia. Like, he might not remember what happened.
I hit people in the head, they might forget things?
Yes.
It's possible.
I need to hit less people in the head.
Yes.
Maybe.
You
Yes,
could just tell him the truth.
I could. That possible that could anger him, but
Why?
I
Why does
I don't-
everybody hate the truth?
no.
That's a good
It's
question. Like, I see everyone I run into seems to not like it much.
we don't know what he knows, and maybe something that I would say would turn him against us. I don't know.
Well, James, it feels like we don't know, is the
Right.
general consensus.
And the theme of this entire adventure.
Which is what makes it fun, and sad. But what if
Welcome to the fun and sad adventure hour, everyone.
what if we tried the dead body thing? You're persuasive, so you could say that I'm a dead body. I'm happy to do that. And that, you're then gonna bury us and me in the garden for the liquor of the dead. And that also gives us access to the garden to get more of the liquor of the dead, presumably.
We can also try to find out what we can about the Jaspin in one of those visions said, I think, that the recipe came from the old ones, or maybe Jaspin didn't say that. Maybe one of the servants did. There is, I think maybe if we get him started, or maybe find something. I don't know.
I just want to throw my card into the mix. I think those are all great ideas, and perhaps mine can be Plan C or Plan B, but
Plan C's taken.
maybe Plan D then.
Right.
The gift, as Civ suggested, I think someone, a scientist, so to speak, of Arcana would like information. So, do you think he would be interested in the spell I learned from the Ashen Mage's spellbook? Bloodlance?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because it's necromancy and it's blood
Right.
and corpses.
I don't know if he uses magic. Maybe.
Well, he must, right?
I don't know.
He's
Well, he certainly
creating
uses.
concoctions.
Yes, he makes
Alchemy.
alchemical potions.
True.
Jeff, in your world, is alchemy associated with magic, or is it a separate thing?
It's mostly a separate thing. I mean,
Oh.
it is certainly something mages might study, and certainly things like health potions have magical properties. So
Right.
it is not completely unattached to magic.
But you could be an alchemist and not a wizard.
Very much so, yeah.
Okay.
And Jeff,
Not a spellcaster.
is there
Mostly separate disciplines, you know. Sorry,
is
what,
there
Ron?
a general rejection of necromancy as a school?
Yes.
Okay. And
Most
is it
people
widely
think-
known? Is it in Ayn it's widely rejected?
Yeah, you don't know of many people that would try that.
Yeah,
Certainly, Fahima, your dad was never keen on it, and
I wrote all about it in my diary.
it has an association that is, usually a little frowned upon in the sense that it kind of requires dead things and messing with your blood and stuff like that. It is not looked upon as a
So it's not like a natural form of death happens everywhere, so you can
Right,
get
no,
energy
no,
from anything, kind of.
I mean, that's certainly not the prevailing wisdom any of you would have encountered. No.
Okay.
Is there any other gift that we could give Jaspin that I can't think
What
of
about
anything
something
that
from the house, from Castle Rum? Surely he'd be interested in something from there. And I pull out the giant kitchen knife.
and I have the book. That's a very good idea.
What if we give him a stick figure?
Maybe we hold off on that.
That can be Plan F.
No, the book. Yes, this is the book that he used to read to the children.
The story.
This is good. This is good. Yes, the Heroes and the Dragon. Yes.
All right.
Maybe that gets us going in the right direction as far as finding out information.
Right.
That's
Offer
good.
it as trade.
What comes after a Viscount? Like, who is higher than Viscount?
Count.
Really?
Earl, Duke, King.
Lord?
I don't.
So,
Lord. Yes.
Lord?
Maybe.
Lord?
is Count the
Lord.
first one you get the Lord title?
I'll go. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm just thinking
we can
that if
research
it's-
this later.
If it's Lord of Crows, then maybe the Viscount is, the Viscount of the Lord of Crows, and then
He
none of this
obviously
is gonna work.
He obviously still holds this in a lot. He still holds the old ones in quite a bit of esteem if he's calling himself Winger-Sticks.
What? Why?
I think he still feels connected and proud of that connection, possibly.
I'm sorry to interject, but the shore is very close.
Right.
I just want to review the things that we've been talking about. So far, we don't have a plan A or B, but we have a C and a D, and then no E, but we do
And
have
that
an
means
F.
Plan C becomes Plan A, and we know what to do now.
I would like to say that giving a gift should be Plan A or Plan B.
I think giving the gift of trying to give him the gift of the book should be
Yes.
Plan A. Yes.
Great.
Okay.
This is something that we heard that he used to read to those children. So
Should I stay outside and be prepared to be a dead body as a Plan B?
Okay, so I do want to say,
Good
because I didn't
question.
get a chance to earlier, I am uncomfortable with Lily being the bait all the time. I get that it is because she's very good at being bait, but I volunteer Civ to be bait this time.
Well, I'll go. She has that wonderful spell that can disguise her as anything.
Can you cast it on other people?
No.
Never mind. I withdraw my objection.
Well, I will say that it's Plan B with an objection, a kind objection from you.
Well,
Right.
I'm just not very comfortable with Lily always being the bait.
I wish I had more
I agree.
necromancy spells.
I feel very in control in most of my bait situations.
Well, I don't want to take
Yeah.
away, as Fahim has indicated to me before, I do not want to take away any of your agency.
Yes.
So I am just saying that I am worried about you.
Thank you.
It sounds
If you
very
were, like,
intelligent.
lowering me on a rope into like a snake pit or something like that, then I'd feel more like actual bait,
right.
Well, I'm trying to learn from Fahima, so she's teaching me things.
She's so
Lily,
smart.
maybe we should cover you now with like blanket or something, and
Does anyone
and then,
have
yes,
like a sack that you
in
would
case
put
he's
in?
watching us?
I guarantee you, even if I'm a sellsword, I guarantee you I acquired a sack at some point.
I buy it.
Okay, I'm
Sure,
gonna
sure,
take that. and just get in here. Could someone just
Okay.
carry me over their shoulder?
Okay,
Although
so I'm
could-
only going to remember 3 plans because that's as much as I can remember.
Although it's fine.
Plan A, I
yes.
don't have to do anything. Plan B,
No.
I don't have to do anything. Plan C, face to hammer.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
Plan B, I'll go as I'm the bait, and you said that you're uncomfortable. You could help make sure that I don't actually die for real.
Yes.
Okay.
You guard corpse Lily,
will.
fake dead Lily, and Civ
And I
Figima
will
and
fake cry about it.
Yeah, I can be in the sack over your shoulder, Ugo.
Great. Okay.
You don't have to cry
Then-
yet, though. It's hard to
What-
maintain fake tears for a very long time.
Okay.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
All right, about this time you have all
God.
gotten
We've
past
been
the
sitting on the shore for like 15 minutes, just like hitting into
beach. Yeah, you beached the thing.
Best,
Nobody wants to get out.
best plan ever.
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 All right, so if you recall, the lighthouse itself kind of sits almost in the water. So there is a beach as you approach it off to your left-hand side that you can, put the rowboat onto, get out of the rowboat, and you walk up and around there. If you remember, Lily and James, there was this broken bridge that leads to it, but you can
Yes.
walk up the other side. In fact, from the beach side, you are down on the lower level where the bridge is, and you can get up to the front of the lighthouse. Again, you pass that sign that says the estate of the Viscount Winger-Sticks Envoy, long may he reign, with rain misspelled R-A-I-N. And the sky again gloomy here, but not raining this time.
Are the
And
seagulls?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, are the birds there?
so one of the things that you immediately noticed, the first time that you had visited, there was this mass of seagulls flying in circles around the area, landing. They were almost fighting, and they were in this heightened state of frenzy. They were fighting over food. There was a lot of noise. There was a lot of bird droppings. This time, as you make your way up and you see that sign and you come walking around, there are just as many gulls, dozens and dozens and dozens of them. But they are all perfectly still, sitting on the ground, standing on the ground, perfectly
That's
still.
not.
I'll go
That's
put me
not
in the bag
super
now. Put me
creepy.
in the bag now, okay? Because those
That
things.
is
Okay. I'll go
super
stuff.
creepy.
Stuff.
And as
Lily
you
in the
come,
bag?
and
I don't.
as you come up and around and you pass that sign
What?
and you get up to close to where the entrance is, you notice all of the gulls
Oh no.
turn
Okay.
their heads and look at you.
I'm quietly
This happened
narrating.
before?
Lily, you said that you
No.
talked to them last time, right?
I'm quietly narrating to Lily, whose head is in a bag.
Yes,
The-
yes. I
the
talked to
gulls are
them last time,
looking at
which
us.
is why I need to be in the bag because they can tell if I'm not dead for real.
And they were fine last time? That they weren't creepily
They
standing
were,
there?
They were normal gulls. They were
Yes.
not this.
Okay.
Jeff, I'm gonna look around
gonna-
to see if I can spot a winged demon anywhere.
I think we should assume
roll
that
perception.
the jig is up.
Roll perceive winged demon check.
Yeah. You have advantage from Angel Devilson, countered by Grim Fated. Also, I am to understand that at this point, Ugo has a sack over his shoulder, inside of which Lily is huddled.
Yeah.
Okay.
21.
All in my
All right.
Nice.
You look up in the sky, you look around, you see dark gray clouds, you see the entire structure of the lighthouse rising before me. You do not see anything in the sky. You do, however, see a whole lot of gulls, a lot of seagulls, white, dirty, sort of dirty brownish feathers, motionless, standing calm, still, just like this sea of gulls on the ground.
I cast Mage Armor and Speak with Animals.
I
Okay.
don't want to alarm anyone, but
Too late.
This might be a good time to hunt for some meat.
Does Speak with Animals require a time to cast?
I don't believe so, because I can ritual cast it. So usually that.
Ritual
Wait, I
cast
can
would take
double check.
10 minutes, but,
Right.
but if you don't do that, it only takes an action.
I don't think I have it printed out, but do you know?
Well, if you
It's
take
just
it-
an
if you
it's
take the
just
spell
an
slot-
action.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
does
an
take a
action?
spell
Okay.
slot. Yeah. Yeah, that's just 2 actions to do mage armor and
Jeff,
stupid animals.
the
Yes, sir.
lighthouse itself, is it 3 stories, 4 stories?
It is the equivalent. It's about 40, 50 feet. So it's about the equivalent of about 4 to 5 stories.
Okay, and are
About-
there windows on the way up, or is it solid stone?
It's solid stone until you get to the very, very, very top.
Okay, and there's nothing at the top that's out of place. There's nothing strange or odd about the top of the lighthouse that I see.
No, not that you would
Okay.
see from down here. No, there's,
Is
there's
the... Yep, sorry.
I mean, Lily and James have been in the very top of the lighthouse, and I would guess that they would describe it as being a little strange. It was full of refuse and had rats and bird droppings and little, piles of garbage here and there. I don't know if they would describe that as being strange or not strange, but it certainly wasn't, a tidy,
Right.
well-kept place.
As we approach, or as we walk by the seagulls, are they staying where they are no matter how close we get to them?
Right.
If you walk through them, they move slightly out of your way.
They're not being scared away.
no.
Okay,
No.
so I wanna crouch
That's
down
not good.
to one of them, and say, "Hi, hello. Are you all right?"
Dad!
What's dead? Can you sort of point your beak?
You!
I'm sorry, there must be a misunderstanding.
Dad!
I'm not dead.
Dad!
Fahima, what's it saying?
It's just saying dead over and over again.
Of course, Lily would also understand this Gull innately.
That's what they were saying before, actually.
But what's the difference?
Maybe they're
Now-
asking for it.
I poke one.
Careful.
Wing. And then it stops and gets calm again.
Hey Jeff, I pull out a crustacean hammer and wing it at the closest one.
No! I'll go,
No!
please stop.
No,
All right.
please don't.
Roll me an attack. You
Okay,
have
please.
advantage from the brush of tea, countered by Grim Fated.
What are we hoping to do here, Uggo?
Although I'm trying to talk to them. Why would you do that?
20.
Okay, so you fling a little crustacean hammer, goes clocks one of them in the side of the head.
7 damage.
Yeah, it part of its beak breaks. It kind of humbles and rolls, and you see feathers fly. The wing kind of goes up in an awkward angle, and all of the gulls come up as one.
Uggo.
And then they go. And if you recall, Lily and James, the first time you were here, there was a door kind of hanging off its hinge that you had knocked down. That
Yes.
door is still down. It has not been fixed. And these dozens and dozens and dozens of gulls flapping wildly as one. As you clock that one, it flops on the ground and they all come up as one. And then they go in as if through a funnel into that door. Through the door.
Not real ghosts. That is magic.
So we're
That
all
is not how
okay with
birds act.
following them. Well, I'll go. I was trying to have a conversation, albeit it was very difficult, as it was only saying
Okay.
one word, but
I thought it was threatening you. I apologize.
it's alright. So we're gonna follow the crazy birds into the tower?
Yes. Jeff, do I see, is the corpse of the plant that we killed still there, off to one side?
It would be quite a ways from where you are. I mean, around the
Oh, okay.
corner from where you are, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
There's
yeah.
still, you see that.
Were we
that
able to
hole
see
that-
it on the approach? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The hole that you dug there's been mud that slid into it because it rained all that night, following your adventure there. That was the night you went to the Sea Hag. Rained all that night, so you see that hole that you had dug. A lot of it is covered with mud that has slid in, and so there's
Okay.
barely any of the hole left. But you can certainly see remnants of where you dug up the original jug.
What
Somehow
other
I
choice
don't
ha-
think he's gonna fall for what we're trying to fit. What we're trying to confuse him with.
You might be right.
James.
Well,
Um,
it's always plan A.
yes.
Why don't we try to get his attention from down here before we go in?
That's not a bad idea. Viscount! Your Highness! We've returned! Hello?
You don't hear anything.
Tell him about the gift.
Yes. I'll take a couple timid steps towards the door and sort of poke my head in and call up the stairs. Your Highness! We've returned from the Castle Rum with, we have some gifts for you.
And you listen. And then, from the door, you see a single gull waddle out.
I back up and I give it a lot of room.
Waddling. And it stops directly in front of you, James.
Hello?
And then it turns and waddles back into the door.
Excuse me, can we come in?
After I
Hello?
retrieve the crustacean hammer I threw at the.
Okay. You walk over and you pick it up. There's like a gull kind of flopping a little bit on the...
I think that Gull came out for the gift.
Oh.
I think he might be controlling them.
Okay. I will, I'll pull out the book. Hey, here. This.
And again, you wait, and you're standing on this dirt surface, the broken bridge behind you, the sea out in front of you, the sand that goes down around the corner, and this large lighthouse in front of you with a door that you can't see into. It's just darkness beyond the frame of the door. And yet this little white thing comes walking out again.
We
Walks
found
up to
this
you.
book. This book that I think you know something about.
And then you see a second gull.
This is strange.
Walks out. It stands next to the first one.
Can we have an audience with His Highness?
And they both turn and walk back in.
I'm not dreaming, right? This is really happening? Yes, this is really happening.
I can't tell if that was a yes or a no.
Yeah, waddling seagulls.
Okay. Back me up, and I'm going to advance on the door. I'm going to walk closer.
Okay, so as you walk, 5 of you, I assume. Lily's still in a sack and on Ugo's shoulder, hearing all this. You heard.
You're dead.
You heard, a gull speak gull language, which you can innately, as a beach gnome, understand. So you are privy to some of what's happening. You just didn't see any of it.
Right.
Maybe you saw some light and color through the fabric of the sack. So James, as you and the rest of the team walk to the door, and you step through the front, I'm guessing. Yes.
I'm going to stay in the frame of the door, but I'll let
Okay.
the rest of them go in.
So you have been here before, James, and this looks fairly the same. The last time you were here, you noticed a lot of refuse, a lot of, frankly, just garbage, crates, empty bottles and jugs, things strewn about. There are 2 notable differences about what you see this time. The first is that the large spiral staircase, which is really the only place to go inside here, the entire length of that spiral staircase, which is made of metal or wood, and it has a handrail going all the way up it. The entire length of it is covered in gulls, seagulls, perched on the handrail, shoulder to shoulder, tightly packed all the way up, close together, as if squished. You couldn't possibly fit another thing on this. It's just all these gulls looking at you all the way up this spiral staircase on the side, on the handrail. It's just this covered in these white, kind of dirty feathers, brown streaks and spots on them. They're not pristine.
don't have that many
eyes are
hammers.
staring at you. What?
Definitely not.
I don't have that many hammers.
The second thing you notice that's different is that there
the smell.
are. You definitely well, that is a good point. You definitely noticed the smell. You definitely noticed a smell that was not there. It didn't smell good the last time you were there, but now there is a rancid smell, an absolutely knock you over bad smell. And that bad smell seems to be coming from the other feature that you didn't see the last time, which is a number of crates. Some of them fairly small, a couple of them larger. One looks a lot like coffin size, and it stinks.
Any markings on the crates? Anything written or carved?
Nope. They are sort of simple, almost primitive wooden crates. This is not a coffin that you're looking at. It's a crate used for transport.
I
or
say to the bird,
storage.
I say to one of the birds, what's in the crate?
What's
in the
box? What's in the box?
What
And if you say
the
dead,
heck?
dog. Same thing.
Fahima, ask them if they know the Lord of Crows.
Okay, James.
Let's stop beating around the bush.
And start beating up the seagulls.
Do you know anyone by the name of the Lord of Crows?
And as you say that to the bottommost gull, it's as if this message travels up and around the handrail, the spiral staircase, each gull reacting in some very strange way, their eyes not leaving you, but almost as if something moves through their bodies.
Oh my god.
Their feathers sort of shifting and expanding in their necks and then settling. And that thing happening up, not all at once, but as a progression up the spiral staircase, all the way up and around and around.
And nothing? Just the wave?
That's
just the
all you
ripple?
get, yeah.
I'm gonna guess that means yes.
They know something.
Yeah.
Certainly had an effect.
Are we opening one of these crates or no?
I think
Well,
I
just-
know it. I think maybe he got a new delivery.
And it's personal property.
But from,
But
What?
from whom? Where are these bodies coming from?
can I roll an investigation check on the boxes and see if there's any kind of like stamp on like a location where they might have been shipped from, or any kind of identifying information?
Yep. You have advantage from Cold Candor, countered by Grim Faded. Also got some more balloons.
I got awesome.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Akuna-
awesome.
Well done.
Nail it.
Akuna Matata, anthropomorphic Muppet, Escanor of Pride, Cat the Mage, Vein Dead, Just Jules, Snake Lady 101, Coolbane, I think.
Cool.
Ruglius Booglius. Thank you all for those balloons. We appreciate them. You got an awesome on your investigation check. You do a thorough look. You are experiencing, as you move closer to these crates, a real horrid smell. It is putrid. And you look around all sides of them. There doesn't seem to be any markings to indicate anything on them. They are simple wood planks nailed together haphazardly. These are not crates that care was taken. This is
With the natural 20, might I be able to ascertain how old the contents are? if it is perhaps
the
a corpse or
contents.
decay.
You can certainly judge the age of the crates themselves, which seem to have been recently constructed. They're, like I said, they're thrown together, hammered together, but all seem to be made of boards that are fresh. It's not stuff that's weathered.
I wonder how he gets them up the stairs.
Maybe he may not. But maybe someone delivered these to him, or maybe he's going somewhere, and these are the bodies from the garden that have the bottles in them.
Only one way to find out.
Yes.
By asking him.
No, by opening the crate.
Oh.
But we could ask him too.
Let's go upstairs, I think.
Yeah, I'll go. I am very curious as well, but it is personal property, and I just don't want to take him off,
But there's dead people in it.
Probably.
So?
It's all right. I think we can guess by the smell what's in there. It's just sort of a question of why or from where or whatever.
So when I die on somebody's property?
No.
I'm confused.
But you could certainly sell your body or give your body to science, which could be the case here.
Let's discuss this at another time.
Okay.
Lily, are you all right?
I don't think
Still good?
anybody donated their body to the Viscount, whatever.
All right. I will.
Are you shielded from the smell in there?
No, it's terrible. But
I'll
luckily,
take
if I
another
throw
couple
up, it'll be contained within this bag.
That might be.
Oh, don't.
God. I'll take another couple steps toward the stairs. Do the birds make way for me?
Yes, in the same way that they did outside, there's just just enough room for your foot to land on a step or open ground, but it is just this sort of crammed together mess of gulls.
Okay.
I'm going to whisper to Uggo/Lily in a sack. I'll meet you upstairs. And then I'm going to go outside and scale the side of the lighthouse.
Okay.
You
So
do this
shing.
We climb.
secretly?
I whisper it to those two because I'm assuming they're the ones that are closest to me. And then I do it secretly.
Okay.
Jeff, as we go up, Uggo attempts to push as many as he can off the railing. With the crustacean hammer, he's just pushing them in the chest and
Yeah, it's
seeing
almost
what they do.
it's almost like dead weight. It's like you push them and then they kind of come off and then they come back on as soon as you let it go. It's as if they want to be in that spot, and you can push them hard enough that they'll dislodge their feet, but then they'll come, flap a couple of times.
Okay.
and
So
come back.
they're literally coming back every time I do it. Yeah, after
They're
of them, I'll stop.
Yeah, it's almost like moving through, like if you put a bunch of marbles in a can and you push your hand through the marbles. Yeah, you can displace the marbles, but as soon as your hand goes by, the marbles go back to where they were.
Yeah, I got you.
Viscount.
All right, so you guys make your way slowly up the stairs. Civ outside, climbing his own way up the side. And as you move up the stairway through these gulls, we'll take our intermission.
Yeah.
Creepy.
So
Super creep.
we'll take a brief intermission. Lord Airband's going to take care of all of you. I'm so curious as to how many people in the audience are just so mad you guys didn't open those crates. But I love it. I love the tease. I love the tease of it.
I know.
We still can later.
I've kind of guessed, but I don't.
It's fine with me. We appreciate all of you watching. We appreciate all those balloons and potatoes we've gotten. We will be back. Oh, we have a whole bunch more balloons that I should mention. This is Funky G Mac Man, Shea Berry, Dyson Capes, Zach Mac 09, Goofy BK, J Freak, Angel Devilson, JT Justice, Lily Dumblestuck Fan, and others. Thank you for those. Thank you. It is awesome to see them come up on the screen, and we're grateful for it. Now, Airband's going to take care of you while we have a brief intermission, and we'll be back to see what's waiting at the top of the lighthouse. See you soon.
I'm scared.
Fear not, Watchers. Our campaign will continue after this brief hist of intermissions. Right now, it's time for us to enjoy one another's company. Well, before we continue, I must say, if you're not watching this live, I highly recommend watching it live. Wednesday nights on Caffeine at 6 p.m. Pacific. At least that's when it starts. Usually goes about an hour. Not an hour, 4 hours. It can at the very least. Dresden Dark with a potato. Big, slamming potato. Love it. Wow. That is that extra huge? It does look that way. And look, what are you doing, Dresden Dark? That's too many potatoes. I don't even know what to do with these. Let me finish what I was saying, and then let's come back to that. And wow, hold on. Really, we need to address this. So, the reason I say you should watch this live is because you can live chat with me and our wonderful community, the watchers of the time stream. And here's a tip from me to you. Go to caffeine.tv/The Dungeon Run and follow the show. You see the star? Click it so that you'll get reminders when we're live on Wednesday nights. Also, no, a few things. Look, the Raven Queen, also with a potato. Listen, I'm worried that these potato things, because again, I'm not really sure what exactly they are. I have now addressed them, but I had never before the other day actually seen one before. Now that I have, and knowing what unbelievable expense goes into them, I'm very intrigued. The Raven Queen, thank you. I do want everyone to know that we are very, very grateful. And when I say we, I mean me and Milo and the rest of the people here, the cast as well, are very, very grateful to each and every one of you who does this. Grim-fated, my goodness. Also a potato. I do want to say this, though. As wonderful as it is that we have these gracious givings from all of you, you do not need to do anything either during the show, during an intermission, or afterwards. Your being here is the most important thing. I just want an audience. So, while I am absolutely grateful, and while we are absolutely grateful for each of these givings, each and every one of your attendance is really what matters. Again, why I say, please, please, please make sure you are watching live. And if you have any friends that you think would enjoy the show, tell them to come. The more the merrier. All right? Good. Now. Oh, goodness gracious. Melchior, listen. This is now what? Twice that you've killed my minion this evening. Twice. Not once, but twice. And by the way, the good news... No! Ow! All right. Listen, let me say this. Melchior, the first death, or should I say the death, was fine, okay? The chili and ice cream combination, which is currently all over the room, was comfortably sitting in the belly of little Milo. However, Gorbin played, thanks to you, it is now everywhere. Now, good news is it's not splashed on me, but that's because I have a COVID partition between me and Milo. He stays at 6 feet from me, and we do have a plastic partition that I use in order to stay away from him for fear of whatever he's dealing with. So the explosion of both beans, well, it was a bean beef chili that he was eating, and it was actually smelled delicious. I don't eat chili myself, but he had quite a bit of it, 3 bowls. He did ask for some vanilla ice cream to be put on it. So he comboed those two, and I will say, looking at that, spread wildly all over this partition in front of me, because, of course, Gorbin played when you did give that second Milo's ball, his body did explode. The combination of these two... Ow! Ah! All right, well, Chef Scott, thank you for that. This has turned into an absolutely disgusting shall I say it again, disgusting intermission. But again, I do appreciate it, what you do for us, everyone, but I will ask, for the moment, let's just go easy on the Milo's balls, all right? He's dead. He's dead. It's over. And if you give any more at this point, what's going to happen is it's just going to spread around the mishmash of color, which doesn't need to be spread, all right? Now, let's get to what I wanted to talk to you about, which is this. I am confused, right? What am I confused about? I'm confused about what just happened before the intermission. I'm confused about what is going on, and I need your help. I want to hear your predictions as to what the heck is in those crates. Dreamblaze, very nice. When he comes back, he gets a scoop of ice cream from you. Fantastic. But what death? Because if we don't get to see what's inside those crates, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, and so will Milo. He was very eager to see. Does anyone want to guess? Or you are guessing, I should say. Empty liquor bottles. Blueberry Danish is saying empty liquor bottles. Kate, or Cat the Mage, is saying corpse flowers. Yes. My guess, those fullings. Interesting. Oh, Rogden, you're not supposed to guess. You're part of the show. Just let everyone else guess. You can conversate if you like, but don't guess. All right, you can guess as well. The Night Hag says Bragarian. I like that name. Musk Sticks says Snake Master 89. Interesting. Melchior says Gullings, perhaps. Very funny. Vain Dead says Lord Ereban's 7-week-old laundry. Right. The Viscount says the Raven Queen. Well, interesting. You think he himself is in there. Twinson, of course, saying potatoes are in the crates. But at least he's giving a potato. Thank you very much, by the way, Twinson. I don't know how to help or to thank you even more than that. I mean, you have now delivered at least 5 bottles worth of vodka in potatoes alone over the last couple of days, or weeks, I should say. Taco Yaki Balls says Dadpool 1980. Taco Yaki Balls. All right. Hobo Steve says we need another marathon. Ereban, make it happen. No problem. We'll get to it. Moldy Potato Stew says Arwixen? Arwixen. I'm not really sure that's how you're supposed to say that, Ereban. Speaking to myself, of course. Liquor of the Dead, the good stuff is in the crates. Raven Queen saying, yes, I sort of agree with you that that's the case. Fireworm, rotten potato eyes. Just the eyes are in the crate. All right. Not really sure why that would be. The bodies of those that drank the liquor and died, says Ari. Well played. Cunning linguistical. That's not going to go over well with the parents, is it? Lord Ereban's soiled washing. When can this be over? Lobo the Jerk is in the crate, says Hobo Steve. All right. Well played. Vosh Voya says, I said the good stuff was in the crates. You were the first to say that, so I gave the credit to someone else. I feel bad. I'm so sorry. Silly. I was wondering if it was the halflings from the Hag. 2 times now we've heard the halflings. I like this. Chef Scott 68 says, Lord Ereban's hopes and dreams are in the crate, hence the smell. Chef Scott, it's probably fair to say that I don't like you very much. Or should I say your jokes? I like you, just not your jokes. Everyone stop picking on Lord A. Angel Devilson coming to the rescue of Lord A. Guess what? That's a +5 for you and some of your friends to the ASSS party. I'm excited to see you there. Lord Ereban's spare Milos are in the crates. Ah, Musk Stick Addict. Interesting. Eager to see if that's the case. Danger Dagger says Lord Erebini. All right. What about it? Something cool. Everyone who's died so far on Isle of Rum, ready to be made into liquor. Agreed. Dreamblaze. The many dead bodies of Milo are in those crates. Ah. Suspect. Though the smell does offer some indication, I guess, one would have to say. Let me just do something here really quick. Yes, of course. All right. Now, as we usually do during these intermissions, I like to tell you each. Of course, not each of you individually, but you as a whole. But each. Forget it. Let's move forward. I'd like to tell you about Dungeon Run props. Would you like to hear about them? If not, then close your ears. All right? Because I'm going to tell you anyways. Oh, goodness gracious, Melchior. We had just started the cleanup process. Both Larry and James were in the process of doing the cleanup, and now there it goes. Everywhere. And Grim Fated, thank you so much. My goodness, 10 disadvantages. For everyone. 2 for each? My goodness. All right, let's get back to it. I need to tell you all about the Dungeon Run props before this intermission ends. All right, 1 second. Here. So, number 1. You can give the gift of advantage. Those of you that have played before know that that is the blue star. The blue star. That is the ability to roll a pair of 20-sided dice at one time, and the player will take the highest value of those rolls. Number 2, you can set the trap of disadvantage. If a player has an advantage, this disadvantage will counter it, also known as a grim-fated counter. And if the player does not have an advantage, well, they will roll a pair of 20-sided dice at once and take the lowest value. After all, life is pain, as Jorl has made it very clear. When you give an advantage or a disadvantage, please specify which player at the table it is for, or yours truly will make the choice for you, which of course you won't like because it won't be the choice you would have made, I should say. And of course, there's Show Love, which is that blue balloon. That's a celebratory item. We've had that for a while now. That allows you to send love to the team whenever you want. Just an easy way to say, hey, I love you, thinking of you. You can send one to me as well if you like. I will accept it gratefully. Yes, Coolbane, excuse me. That is exactly what I meant there. And the Raven Queen. Thank you, thank you. Also, there is Milo's Ball, which is that cauldron-looking thingy with the purple fluid in the middle and the stir stick. Don't use those, please. Just don't. Simply because what happens is they kill Milo. But when Milo's already dead, then it just causes explosions from his body continuously. So please do me a favor, don't keep delivering those, because each time you do it, it just causes explosions from the explosions and so on and so forth. It's a mess. No one wants to see that. Ah, look who is here. Jared Kajak, otherwise known as Civ Red Thistle. What are you doing here in the chat, my good man? You have something to tell us? Is there something you wanted to say? Aren't you busy? Sorry, just checking in on you, buddy. We're buddy now, eh, Jared? I'm just kidding, everyone. Jared and I are best of friends. We hang out on Tuesdays before the show. Not before the show on Wednesdays, but before the show on Tuesdays. Right? We go out often. We haven't done that in a while, though, because of the whole social distancing thing. So it's been strange. I've been very alone. I'm not going to lie to you. Being with Milo only, well, and James and John and Jared and all of the people that I like to call my butlers are here, but they don't really talk to me. They're very, very eager to stay away from me as often as possible. I have been alone, and I miss people. I've never actually thought I would say something like this, but I miss all of you dearly, and I cannot wait until this whole thing is over, until I can go back into the dungeon, to the very place where we film this show, because I'm getting very tired of doing this week after week after week from this boring mansion of mine. Yes, of course, I have all of the accoutrement. I have everything I could wish for here, excluding, of course, windows, because Milo's broken all of those, but everything else, I mean, spa, jacuzzi, those are the same thing, aren't they? But I use them both. Salted, of course. I like them salted. Sauna, steam baths, many bedrooms, multiple bedrooms with many beds, though nothing to really do on them other than sleep. And not a lot of friendship, because I'm alone. So, yeah. Really don't know what else to say about that. Horniest. First of all, I love your name. I think I've said this one before. Horniest34 saying, Lord Ereban might be patient 0. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to spread that rumor around, do it. But do know this. You got an uninvite to the ASSS party. And until you take that back and say for sure that that is not the case, you will be uninvited from that party. So, I'll wait your apology. Gimmick. I look away from chat for a second and miss something. You did not miss a thing. Godkiller92, I would like to hang out with you, Lord Ereban. Well, I would like to hang out with anyone right now. So that is a very beautiful sentiment. Though, of course, we won't do that because, of course, we do want to keep our distance from one another. The good news is this. We are done with this intermission. And though I wish I could stay with you forever, I do need to now send you back to our beautiful, beautiful game, which I know you're waiting to hear what the end result of this is. But before I let you go, I want to say thank you to all of the people tonight, the viewers who've shared the show. If you have not, I ask you to please do so. Really, truly. Because what's important to me is that everyone in this world watches this show. I want everyone, all 45 billion people on this planet, to be watching this show by the end of 2021. Can we make that happen? Please share the show. Hashtag the dungeon run. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's do it, shall we? And with that, I'll be back. Well, I'll be in the social conversation in the game. But for now, I'll push you back to our adventure and our adventurers. Enjoy.
And we're back.
Hey.
Holy moly. What happened during the break? It was a potato tornado. A potato tornado.
Oh my gosh.
We got so many potatoes. Raven Queen, Dresden Dark dropped 3 Thrizzle potatoes. That's the hat trick of potatoes. Potato hat trick. Grim Faded, Twinsen. Again, if you're watching the show and you're like, what's up with this potatoes? You got to tune in for the live experience. There's nothing like it. The community around the show is quite simply the greatest thing in the world. And everybody that's live is just having a blast. Tossing potatoes. It's an extraordinary thing. Thank you for that support. Thank you so much. And the potatoes are surrounded by balloons. It's a potato balloon. It's like It's like a 4-year-old's birthday party. You got Mr. Potato Head, you got balloons. You got balloons from Kaibuck, Ruglius Booglius, Vosh Voyager, English Andy, Something Cool, Dream Blaze, Gamer Share, Love for the Catman, Chef Scott 68. Thank all of you for that support. It is amazing to see the love that you are sharing for our show with us. But we're back, and we are ascending the lighthouse on Ocean's Gull Point. And the team is moving slowly and deliberately among these seagulls up this spiral staircase, up. And meanwhile, Civ is on the outside of the lighthouse, using his claws to nimbly climb, using his Tabaxi cat feature to climb up the exterior of the lighthouse itself as well. And I would guess that Civ would probably even get there first. He can climb all the way to the top.
I'm gonna take my time. I want to give them time to get up there. I don't want to beat them, so I'm gonna take my time and be stealthy.
Okay. So in the interior, on the staircase, you leading the way, James, remembering this journey the last time you were there, cresting, basically it's a long staircase up 4 stories really, where there's nothing. It's a lighthouse, so there's not multiple levels of stuff. There's one level that you have to get all the way up to, and then the topmost level, which is where the actual beacon is lit, and the two of you did light it last time.
Right.
So when you crest the final or penultimate staircase onto the rise, you again see. And the last time you were here, by the way, as you kind of got closer, you could hear this strange breathing. This time you hear that, but it is there's a different quality to it. There seems to be some strain, you might even detect some anger, some tension. That kind of thing. Instead of just a strained respiration, this is more a heightened level of breathing. And as you crest the final few stairs into the floor, the actual room that you arrive in, again you see what you saw the first time: barrels, boxes, garbage, jugs, refuse, gulls here and there. Again, still, you walked up past so many, and even on this floor, they are not that compressed, sort of pressed together sea of gulls. They're more sporadic, but they're still there. And again, calm, staring, motionless. Things strewn about. And in the area where that throne had been the last time, such as it was, a broken kind of piece of garbage that was referred to as a throne. Again, you see next to it, lying on the ground, 2 skeletons kind of propped up, leaning against the back wall. And this bloated, sickly looking man, this creature, kind of large, stomach distended, skin pale and sickly, peeling, bits of it coming off, hair thin, strangling, mostly bald, just stringy bits of hair coming down, sickly looking. And that sound.
No demon, right? I assume.
You do not see a demon. You do not see a demon.
I am looking from left to right, getting a clear view of the room.
Yeah, all of you arrive, save Civ. 4 of you arrive. Lily, of course, you're in a bag on Ugo's back. But the other 3 of you all take this in. Ugo and Fahim, of course, this is the first time you've ever been here. There is an odor. It is strange. You also smell
a familiar smell to you. The smell of that beverage that I believe both of you have had. I know Ugo certainly has. I think Fahima, you took several sips of the liquor of the dead. That unmistakable aroma that wafted up when you brought that vile drink to your lips. It permeates. You smell it. As you arrive into this room. It smells. You had this awful smell of decay as you arrived on the bottommost floor. This smell is not unlike that. It's a little different, but you would definitely be able to recognize it as the smell of the liquor of the dead. It's just everywhere. It's like it's seeped in it. It's like walking into a whiskey house where everything just smells like whiskey, except here it's the liquor.
But
dead.
whiskey smells amazing
and
delicious.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying that it is akin to that level of when you walk into a place, you're like, oh, they make whiskey here. Except here it's like, oh, God, that's not good. Yeah. So you arrive and you see him seated, this stomach distended, bloated, kind of hideous looking creature, man, staring at you.
My lord, we've returned from the Castle Rum.
Yes, it was you. I suppose that did what has happened to the castle. You have my book. Do you not?
I do.
Why have you returned?
I'm holding out the book, and I look back at Lily, or Fahima and Ugo. We've returned because we brought the body of our friend who died there, as promised.
Oh yeah. She's dead. And I pull the I will roll deception on that.
We made an agreement. We made an agreement with you.
Are you rolling a performance check, Ugo?
Do you want a performance check? Yes.
Are you attempting to cry on command?
I am, yes.
All right.
I will help. I will help in that deception as well, 100%.
Funky G Mac Man give you advantage, Ugo, but it was countered by Grim Faded. James, you can roll a performance check as well.
Can I roll deception?
Sure, you can roll deception if you prefer.
Thank you.
You have an advantage from Drew from IT, countered by Grim Faded.
Thank you, Drew and Grim
19.
19.
Ooh.
Also 19.
Wow.
Yes.
So Ugo,
Start calling. We should have just been like a traveling troupe of actors.
Yeah, you guys are nailing it.
So Ugo puts the bag down.
I would have cast Disguise Self, by the way, as soon as that I hear that.
Okay, what would you describe to me how you would like to be disguised, Lily?
So I mean, we've kind of seen the two of the royal court.
That's right. They were full-on skeletons.
Yeah,
they're dead.
Yeah, there's no flesh left on those bones. Yeah.
I want to be closer to the Viscount as far as like. I mean, not like that. I mean, I'm clearly dead, so I'd be like paled and,
Bloated?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Bloated and my eyes will kind of be rolled back in my head.
Oh God.
Like I imagine that I'd have like it'd be like if I got like white contacts, my eyes are rolled back, and then yeah, just like no color in my face, and I will have like claw marks that go across my face like that.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, Ugo, when you throw the bag down, are you doing it in such a way that Lily's body spills out, or is it that it's just a sack there?
I'm assuming that she has already disguised herself, so it's literally just dumping her out on the floor.
Okay.
And then continuing the charade with, he said that she promised her body to you, and I don't think this is wrong, but
she was a woman of her word until the day she died.
Well, look at that. So at the pop, they have come to make good on their deal. I must admit, I did not expect to be able to see it. But I am pleased.
And he takes a flask from inside his clothes and drinks long and hard from it. This black.
I'm awake and minding to
liquid.
Lily as I'm watching him do this, going like he's going to try to talk to you.
You see drips of this thick, oily black liquid kind of fall on his chin and drip, and he goes,
Welcome to my court. Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
And then I will do. I'll use message to go into his mind, and just say, "Hello."
What is? Speak.
So it's from me. So just seeing how that how
yeah,
how
I know.
the
He
reaction- yeah.
thinks it's strange that it's inside his head.
Speak to me. I am your lord. I will promise to create the most lovely thing inside your body. Are you? What is wrong?
Scared. I'm scared.
Yeah. Is this some sort of ruse?
Not at all, sir. Not at all. No. She was always shy in life.
Lady Josephine, will you please check? Why do you argue with me, Lady Josephine? This is your duties. I don't want
Sir, could we speak for a moment? I wanted to ask where the recipe for this great liquor of the dead which saved our lives, where you got it.
It is a long story, not worth telling.
I
I
beg
found that it did actually help me do a bit of research in healing properties. So we do have quite an interest in this concoction.
Healing properties? What do you speak of? You must explain.
Just we have a strong scientific interest in this. It seems that the way that you've been able to balance this this between life and undead and somewhere in between, I was able to transfer life, so to speak. Just some brief studies.
You pull yourself together. You are in the company of nobility. You must comport yourself appropriately.
I'll message to James and say, James, the book.
Yes, I will hold out the book. We were visited by many spirits when we were on the island. We heard many tales. We heard tales of the family there, and of a man named Jaspin. What do you know of this book? I hold it out. The Heroes and the Dragon.
It's a book you hold in your hand was penned by mine. Give it to me.
Why?
It is mine. I am nobility. I rule here.
Who bestowed upon you this nobility?
Oh.
Who declared you Viscount?
What is it to you?
I'm a curious
Research.
man.
You
Research.
stand in my presence and doubt what I have to say. All that I see, I rule. Everything in front of me is mine.
My lord. Like I said, it's a scientific and historical research. You see, we're writing a history of the surrounding areas and taking record of notable people.
Fahima, roll me a persuasion check. You have, or deception if you prefer, whatever you would prefer. You have advantage from Bo Busy, countered by Ouroboros 43.
Thank you to both of you. Perception or deception? Okay.
Or
I mean,
persuasion
performance.
or deception. Persuasion.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, they're
Persuasion
all
or
the
deception.
same. They're all charisma. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled a natural one. Oh.
Got it.
Oh.
Okay.
Jeff, where am I when she
There's no
rolls this natural
history.
one?
Well,
There's no history.
There's no window into this room. There's no easy access into this room. You would have to go to the topmost floor, which is the actual beacon floor.
Yeah, sure.
So you could get all the way up there, and then you would come down that center sort of metal rickety staircase.
Was there anything inside of the room with the beacon? Is anything changed there?
The beacon has burned out, it seems. You see refuse. You see all of the material that James and Lily had put into the brazier at the center has burned. You see ash and the remains of a long burning fire. There are mirrors in that room that seem to direct the light, and there are, there's offal, OFFAL. There's gunk and refuse all around.
But
in the
nothing
corners.
sticks out. Nothing's like,
No.
there's no markings, no writing, no. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to start sneaking my way back down the stairs inside so that I can hear and see what they're doing.
Okay, so roll me a stealth check.
Okay.
You have advantage from Brentley Moore, countered by Corbin Played.
Corbin Played, what?
Meanwhile, Fahima, you rolled a natural 1. So you see his face contort, and he says,
Everything that I see, I rule. And right now, I see you.
Sir, I was visited while we were there on the island by creatures who call themselves the Old Ones. They gave me a figure made of sticks. I'm stepping in front of Fahima because I kind of feel her struggling a little bit.
Oh yeah, I definitely go behind you.
She loved
these-
lilies. That's what her
with
name
the-
was. And she oops. And she loved the letter C.
Go, please.
Love the
please.
letter C, James. She loved the letter C.
Yeah, she did love the letter C. She did love it.
I'm just gonna message to Uggo. Uggo, you're doing a great job. It's me, Lily, but you're hugging me so hard.
It's me, Lily.
Do you like the letter C, James?
Go. I
Yeah.
don't at this moment,
Okay.
but I will very soon.
He loved the letter C. And then I hug her. Not so hard this time.
Tell me, Viscount, because I met someone else who called themselves Winger-Sticks. So I'm curious if these are the ones who gave you your royalty, who gave you your domain, who gave you the recipe for the liquor of the dead. And I'm just very curious. Because they sent me to you to give you some assistance.
Who sent you to me?
The Lord of Crows.
terrible liar. You use facts you can't possibly know. Here is what you are unaware of. You and your friends are merely vessels. You don't even know it. You are a barrel with feet. Walking distillery that does not have the good sense to surrender to your higher purpose.
And you're a murderous butler with delusions of grandeur, and I Eldritch Blast him in the chest.
Oh, Clancy!
And I
Clancy,
All right, let's roll initiative.
I just want to know,
everybody.
is this the first time James has ever started the fight?
Maybe.
I think it is. I think it is.
I gave you the option for a plan C.
James didn't like being called a barrel. That was the final straw.
Yeah, I mean, it was,
Yeah,
No.
don't call
James is
don't
gonna
call
be
James a vessel ever. Ever.
You're a barrel with brains, James.
James, you have advantage from Melchior, countered by Grim-Fated.
Thank
Ago, you have
Melchior,
advantage from Armando 89, countered by Grim-Fated. Fahima, you have advantage from Scully is my homegirl, countered by Grim-Fated. Lily, you have advantage from Angel Devilson, countered by Grim-Fated. And Civ, you have advantage from Damon 7, countered by Dreamblaze.
Okay.
Would you allow me the surprise of the first attack?
We'll see. Well, no, I mean, I think I think you'll get your attack off, but I don't think it's a surprise. I mean, he's looking right at you. It's
Got it.
I have advantage from Calcaneus, countered by Scully is my homegirl. All right.
I didn't roll well.
That's okay. You're pretending to be dead.
I'm dead.
Neither did
I rolled an 8.
I rolled
Eights?
pretty good.
Yeah.
I also rolled an 8.
All right. Ugo?
20. 13.
17.
17.
13. So does James's Eldritch Blast go off first, or do they
I'll
go
let
off
that
on his
happen,
turn?
and then we'll go into initiative.
Okay.
I feel like that's fair that we can have an
Yeah, of
Eldritch
course.
Blast go off.
Yeah.
And then Ugo, you'll go next anyway. So,
Oh gosh. Does he gonna have
Hammer
skeleton
blast.
fighters?
so
Eldritch Hammer, I guess.
okay. So Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. Two in
Rolling
the chest.
attack. Yes. So you
Yes.
have advantage on the first from Melchior, countered by Grim-Fated. And you have advantage on the second from Angel Devilson, countered by Grim-Fated.
First one's a 23, and the second one's a 15.
They both hit.
Nice. 18 total points of damage.
Holy moly.
Nice.
18 points of damage. Okay, so I think we have. Oh wait, so then it'll be Ugo, Fahima, Viscount, Civ, James, Lily.
Okay.
So what happens is, as he's kind of getting angry at you, you cast a couple of Eldritch Blasts that fly across the surface of the ground, pop and and you see chunks of his body come off from the forest as if he's kind of, the surface of his skin is made of tissue paper almost. It is just torn, and he doesn't even seem to care about it. You see almost like there's a slick layer of almost the liquor of a dead itself. Like he's just like, it's like he's a sponge, and he has it in his skin, and it's kind of splattering off as the force blasts pop into him. Now we need to go to the map room.
Yay! Woo!
Going to the map room.
Ooh, the chandelier in the map room looking good.
It's my
Okay.
favorite virtual room. Whoa!
All right, there he
Holy cow.
is, the very ugly. Let's zoom in on the old Viscount and see him.
Oh, gross.
Oh no!
Not looking great.
Oh no.
He is
Oh,
takes both
God.
of those attacks. And then immediately as those attacks land, Ugo will be next, but immediately you see Sir Bradlish Otterpop
Uh-oh.
Gosh.
and Lady Josephine Quink rise.
Oh no.
Two
Where are
skeletons. They are on either side of him. We have them sort of standing over here, but they'll be on either side of him. Let the map room move them over. So you see these two skeletons rise up and join the fight as well, animated by some unknown force. And so, Ugo, it is your turn.
I'll go in mid cry goes Plan C and read.
Okay.
And then he's going to charge forward to be directly 5 feet from the Viscount.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack the Viscount with my first attack and Otterpop with the second.
All right. So as you get within 10 feet of him,
Yeah.
you start to, as you move into that range, you are just assaulted by this overwhelming stench. It is so potent, it almost burns your nose. You are completely almost gagging on the stench of just getting that close to him. But you do have 2 attacks. The first it has advantage from Shayberry, countered by Grimfaded. The second has advantage from Z-Man 9018, countered by Grimfaded.
The first attack is a 22.
Hit.
And the second attack I'm going to make reckless.
Okay. So the first one was against the Viscount, the second one was against the
Otterpop,
skeleton?
Yep. And the second one is a 10.
That's a hit.
Oh, sorry, not minus 10. Not minus 10. It's minus 5. 15.
That's a hit.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so
Is that some Ugo's rage effect?
it's a homebrew part of.
No, look at this.
No.
Look
On
at
the
the
map
map.
room.
At the map room. Sorry.
Oh,
Brad.
rage effect.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Raging.
yeah.
I thought you were asking me about the ability.
No, I know. I just noticed that you were like.
Ugo now has a rage effect because Ron asked for it.
That's amazing. Thanks, guys. That's awesome.
I
Wow.
thought
So the
I thought
first
that was
attack
the stench of Otterpop affecting him for
That
a
too.
while there.
That too.
for Otterpop, it's 15. 15 damage.
Points of damage?
Yep,
Oh my
15
goodness.
Or,
bludgeoning.
sorry, the
Okay.
Viscount I meant.
And then for the skeleton, it's 25.
Oh my
Bludgeoning.
goodness.
Wait,
Dang.
no. So 15 to the Viscount,
Sorry, not 25.
Otterpop.
Yeah, 15 to the Viscount. and
25 to
then-
Otterpop.
Not 25, it's sorry, 20. 20.
20.
20
Okay.
to Otterpop.
20 to Otterpop. Yep.
Okay.
And
go
the
ahead.
Viscount is affected by Ugo's ancestral guardians.
All right. Good to know. So the Viscount has a feature called Splatter. Whenever he is hit by a melee attack, every creature within 15 feet must make a dexterity saving throw. So
Can we back up map room? Am I in 50? Yeah, I think I am. Dang.
Yeah.
And so's Fahima, maybe.
Does that
Yeah,
include
that's like-
Otterpop and his other skeleton?
Yes, but they are not
Yeah.
affected by the
Okay.
Maker of the Dead.
They're resistant to splatters.
So dexterity saving throws from Ugo, advantage from Don't Hate Fahima, countered by Grim Fated. Fahima, advantage from Angel Devilson, countered by Grim Fated. And who's the third person? Is that it?
James.
James.
Yeah.
Advantage from Will Rowe Jr.
I have an ability called Danger Sense, so I get advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that I can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Okay.
12.
It does not save.
Okay.
13.
I didn't save. I rolled lower than
okay.
James.
All three of you take 7 points of necrotic damage.
No!
So basically what happens is Uggo takes this mighty swing with his maul, slams into the body of Sir Otterpop, who it almost like it hits him, and it's almost like hitting a damp sponge. It squishes, clearly taking damage. He goes, but also this black oozing liquid kind of flies off and splatters on 15 feet all around you, and you guys feel it, and it burns in the same way that the liquor of the dead burned going down when you took mere sips of it. This much larger amounts. He's had so much in his body that it literally squirts out of him when he's attacked with melee damage.
That is disgusting.
And we don't get the Constitution save to try to have it, since we're not drinking it, I'm guessing.
No, yes, exactly right. This,
Okay.
the save is the dexterity save.
Gotcha.
And does that complete your turn?
I'm out of action economy, so yes.
Okay. I mean, you can still move, right? If you want to move.
Oh no, I'm not moving.
Okay, so the overwhelming stench feature means that you need to roll me a Constitution save.
Okay.
You have advantage from the Raven Queen for that.
Ooh, thanks, Raven Queen. Nat 20!
All right, so
Which is good because the first roll was a 2. So thank you, the Raven Queen.
you splatter this thing with your maul and it burns, but you still can handle the overwhelming odor of just being near him, and
Dufo's perfume probably conditioned you for this.
yeah, exactly. Well done.
Touché.
Can I use my reaction to actually I'll save it, never mind. I have
Well, it's
absorb
your
elements.
turn. It is your turn, so
It was necrotic, though, he said, right? I don't think that counts as one of the elements.
it was necrotic damage from splatter, yes.
Resistance. It just says against the triggering damage type, but I'll save it because for when I'm squishier than this. Okay, so I would like to line myself up with this dear Viscount and cast Blood Lance
Whoa.
for the first time.
So Uggo didn't take any damage because he passed his con save, or
He didn't take any
Overwhelming
damage
stench.
from the stench.
Right,
He took
okay,
damage
got
from
it.
the splatter.
yes? Okay, copy. Thank you.
And I would like to, this spell gives me the option to use my own blood or that of someone else if there is a corpse within 5 feet of me. All right, guess I'm taking the damage.
Ooh,
I don't want to get within 5 feet, not worth it.
Yeah.
wow.
All right, so I'm going to, I guess, do what I did before with this necrotic experimentation and cut myself to use my own blood to cast this lance in a 60-foot strike at this guy.
Okay. I believe it's a straight 60 feet, right? Just
Yes.
right
So
straight ahead.
I'm avoiding Uggo.
Civ, you'll be next, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So tell me how much damage you are taking.
So he does a dexterity saving throw. Oh, and I'm
Alright.
casting this at 3rd level instead of 2nd.
Okay.
So I'll do 3d10 and it'll be halved.
Oh, he rolled an 8 on his dex. Oh, I had advantage from the Raven Queen, but it was countered by Dream Blaze.
Yay! What a roller coaster. Yeah, so I'll do 4d10 necrotic damage.
Wow.
Which
Wow.
I'm really hoping he can take.
Oh
Right.
man. Oh man.
12. 17.
17 points of damage.
17
Necrotic.
necrotic damage. Yes.
Yeah. So you notice as you slice your arm and the blood drips down out of the open wound, and it starts to flow toward the ground, but before dripping all the way to the ground, it reforms and comes back up in the form of this long slicing blade that shoots straight forward right into the chest of this creature. And it does not seem to affect him.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it?
But I
This is
I
necrotic
definitely give
damage,
a.
right?
It's necrotic damage.
It is it's necrotic.
Wow.
That's right.
I also just realized I was rolling a d8, so it should have been more damage, but guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he is immune to necrotic damage.
Wow.
I
Man.
definitely give a I definitely give a long, slow take to Fahima after seeing her cast that spell.
Yeah, Fahima's striking out. This is the second time I've tried to attack and it's been immune.
Well, I mean, he was literally punched and splattered necrotic damage on people.
I know.
There were clues.
Not all necrotic creatures are immune to necrotic.
True.
I'll give you that I suckered you into the tree that doesn't burn thing. I'll take full responsibility for that. But this one.
And I take full responsibility for just wanting to cast blood.
Oh yeah, no, it was an awesome moment, right? You're standing in these, it's undead creatures, and you're like, that's pretty rad.
I just go, guess that spell doesn't work very good.
All right.
As there's blood just dripping.
This spell is not as dope as I thought it was.
You took your own damage, right? That you needed to take from that?
No, I don't. I'll take 1d10 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Wow.
And I didn't rather.
Are you doing anything else on your turn?
Did you take
Full
10
10.
damage? Oh my
Rolled a
god.
10? Ouch. Well,
Okay.
this is how the experimenting wizard learns, right?
Honestly,
Yeah.
that feels
Yeah.
right for the first time you cast
right?
the spell. That feels
You know,
too deep.
that's a silver lining. This feels
Yikes.
right. I'm just
Yikes.
at like half health right now. No big
Oh
deal.
my gosh.
Fima
Okay.
doubles over and screams out in pain as this wound just continues to gush blood.
Whoa.
I regret my life choices.
All right.
This is
so
what it takes
Civ,
to learn spells.
Civ, you are up. You have watched all of this.
Yeah.
Stealth hunkered in the little alcove, above the floor above, kind of peering down underneath and watching all of this.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't expecting James to start the fight. Okay. I am assuming he is not aware of my presence. So I would like to surprise pot shot him, and I'm gonna have two daggers flip out from my sleeves into my hands, and I'm going to strafe diagonally, throwing both of them at Senior
Viscount.
Yeah.
Okay. So, explain how you're moving again. You're kind of moving toward one of these walls, or?
Yeah. I mean, I have more than enough movement to get wherever. I don't know. Did I see Fahima get wounded or wound herself from where I'm at?
I mean, you could probably see it if you were looking into that room and watching all of this. You could probably see that. Yeah, I would say yes.
Okay. Well then,
Also, Fahima's probably pretty dramatic. She probably was like,
I'll hurt you.
then I tell you,
Is happening.
I'll tell you what. I'll circle around and I will take the square between Lily and Fahima in front of them by 5 feet. So the diagonal square, if that makes sense.
Yes, the one between them that's like one ahead of the line they're on. Yeah.
I traveled the other way, but that's fine.
The one square forward from that map room.
Yeah, there you go. What Jeff said.
Yep.
There we
And
go.
just while they're there, Algo should be one square forward as well.
Yeah, Ugo should be right next to the Viscount, right up in his face. Yeah. Okay,
And then two daggers to the Viscount.
All right, so you have advantage from the Carson, countered by Fail Waffle via Grim Faded. This is on behalf of Fail Waffle. I can suspect why.
Yeah. I can
and-
only assume.
You're doing 2 attacks, is that correct?
Yeah.
The second attack, you have advantage from Pathogen Jester, countered by Grim Faded.
Okay. 18 for the first one.
Is a hit.
And 16 for the second one.
Is also a hit.
Okay. So the first one's going to get sneak attack.
Ugo's gonna take more splatter.
Yeah.
I'll go good for it.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Oh no, it's not a melee attack. Though.
It's not a melee attack, so it won't
20.
splatter.
Oh.
Yeah.
20 from the first dagger.
Oh, golly, you guys are owning this dude.
and a mighty 4 for the second dagger.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that's my turn, I think.
All
'Cause
right.
That's my action and bonus action, so yeah.
Okay, so you maneuver around, you drop down from the ceiling, come around, throwing these daggers. Again, you see his skin sort of fall away. It is being torn asunder so easily and dripping, oozing blackness, things falling off of it. It is a disgusting sight to see. It is the Viscount's turn.
Okay.
And he picks up a large bottle of black fluid, black liquid, drinks deeply from it, and regurgitates in this massive 30-foot cone. There it is!
Oh no!
We need to see that again, map room.
Again.
Oh
No.
no!
That's hysterical.
No!
So he
man.
regurgitates this horrible liquid in a 30-foot long cone.
That's gonna get all of us.
It's gonna
My.
get everybody, I think, except maybe
I think
you,
it's
James.
everybody.
One, two,
Well,
three.
if he wants to get Fahima, he might not be able to
Yeah,
get
I
James
think it's
as well.
there. Oh, look, we have a perfect cube.
Wow.
Oh, it does get James. Look at that.
Yeah.
It gets everybody.
Oh, I backed up quite a ways. I mean, I guess I didn't say how far, so it's cool. It's cool.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So everybody needs to make a dexterity saving throw. We have advantage. Civ, you have advantage from Stavion the Paladin, countered by Grim-Fated. Fahima, you have advantage from Funky G Macman, countered by Grim-Fated. James, you have advantage from Fallstar. Uggo, you have advantage from Fallstar.
Fallstar.
Lily, you have advantage from Lily Dumblebay, countered by Grim-Fated.
Ugh.
Everyone
Okay.
has resistance to the damage dealt.
Do we?
Yes.
For you?
Yep.
Ah.
Are you sure that's
I
not
don't.
just a,
Nope,
It's-
I don't get it. Everyone else does.
that's good on area of effect
Yep.
attacks too?
Yep.
Okay.
When the target hits a creature other than you, the creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack.
Okay.
You don't get the disadvantage because it's a saving throw, not an attack. But the
Okay.
hit is still valid.
You said
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
deck save?
Dex
Right?
save.
Yeah. Dex. 20.
15.
Go on.
26.
Jeez. Katie.
sorry, 18.
Really?
Wow.
Everybody?
11.
Okay, Uggo is the only one.
Uggo takes it straight in the face.
Uggo, you are blinded for a minute.
Oh no.
A minute?
Yeah.
As in
although you-
60 seconds?
Yes, you can attempt a saving throw at the end of each of your turns to try to counteract that.
Great.
And you take
Wow.
Oh, that's a lot of rolls. Oh, that's a lot of rolls.
Mm-hmm.
16 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
I rolled a lot of ones in there.
Do we take half?
I don't.
Right.
Do we take half of half?
Oh yeah, we are resistant.
No, it doesn't say you take half. It's literally just you can save the damage.
It's all or
Okay.
nothing.
We dove out of the way.
So you are blinded ago, and you take the damage. Everybody else managed to avoid the vomit that spewed forth from the Viscount. And also, everybody that's standing on the vomit is standing on difficult terrain.
Oh no.
Aw.
So it's like a slip and slide type
It
of
is
vomit?
a slip and slide, yes,
Nice.
indeed. So that completes the Viking. I don't think he's gonna move.
Girl doesn't have
too.
to. He's chilling where he is, hurting
Yeah.
us so bad.
James, you're up. Then will be Lily.
When do the skeletons move?
They will move after Lily.
Okay, got it. I see Uggo take this kind of full in the face. Okay, so difficult terrain. Yeah, okay, that's still good enough though. I'm worried about Ugo, so I am going to take a few steps forward, grab Ugo, and just stare the Viscount right in the face as I cast Thunderstep. And Ugo and I are going to the far back corner. So basically I get between Ugo and the Viscount to make sure I get all three of them in the 10 feet radius.
Okay.
And say, yeah, here we go. And Ugo, and Ugo and I teleport.
Will you also get Civ, it looks like?
Not if I get between Ugo and the Viscount.
Oh, I see. You're standing in the space ahead of him. Yes. Okay.
Yes. I want to make sure I catch all three of them in this circle of 10 feet.
Gotcha.
So they all three have to make con saving throws.
Okay.
And map room Ugo. I'm sorry. Yes.
I have advantage from Grim Fated, countered by Don't Hate Fahima on the first, which is a natural 1. I have advantage from Grim Fated, countered by Fallstar on the second. Which is a 2.
Not great.
I have advantage from Grim Fated, countered by Scully as my homegirl on the third, which is a natural 20. So at least one of the skeletons got.
So map room Ugo and I will be teleported basically to the back corner at the top of the screen. And they, all four of them, will take 4d10 thunder damage, but I rolled terribly, so it's 11 points of thunder damage.
Oh, bummer.
Still in the same room, right there, map room. That's great.
You said all 4 of them. You mean all 3 of them?
I'm sorry, all 3 of them. All 3 of them take 11 points thunder damage, except the one who saved, who will take 5 points of thunder damage. Boy, that's terrible. That's a terrible damage roll. But
you did damage, which is better than some of us can say.
So you grab hold of Ugo, and this immense sound explodes. This pop as you leave, as you create a void in space, and that sonic boom that happens in the space that you left causes incredible impact on the skeletons and the Viscount. Causing a problem. Okay, Lily, is your turn.
Okay, I am going to... So, the Viscount, I assume, hasn't been looking at me because it thinks I'm just a dead body still?
Yes. I mean, if you unless you have stood up at this point, but then you'd be
I got
prone
splattered
still.
with stuff, but I didn't take any damage from it. I dexterously missed it.
Dexterously squirmed out of the way?
Yeah. So I'm going to... Does laying on the vomit hurt?
It doesn't hurt, but
it's not like burning me or anything. It's not like...
That's right, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to pretend like I'm dead, not do anything. And, but I am going to cast Shatter on the Viscount and his buddies.
Okay.
I think it's a 10-foot...
Square?
I think it's a sphere.
I mean, you can definitely get all 3 of them.
So I think I should be able to get all 3 of them in.
Yeah.
And so, 10-foot square. And so they have to do a con save.
All right. I have advantage from Grim Fated on the first. This will be for the Viscount. That's a 10. Oh, well, no, sorry. I have advantage. I'm sorry. Make that an 18.
Ugh.
I have advantage on the second from Grim Fated. This is for the first skeleton. And that is con save. That is a 13.
Does not save.
I have advantage from the Brush of Tea on the third. That is a 12. I don't think I gave myself advantage on that last one, though. Did I? I don't think I did. It doesn't matter. Okay, so both of the skeletons fail, but the Viscount succeeds.
Okay, so it's only 9 points of damage because I just cast it at the lowest level to see if it works on them.
Okay.
So 9 points for the skeletons, and then the Viscount would take 4, I guess.
4, yeah. All right.
So you were sitting on your back in a pile of vomit, playing your flute and casting shadow.
I've kind of like rolled over, and I'm trying to draw no attention to myself, and then as soon as I cast it, flute down, and I'm like
I've cocked my head so I have like one eye open, kind of seeing how he responds.
Amazing.
And under my breath, I'm like, come on.
Yeah, it does. It does. It certainly does land with a lot of force, and you see them react again. Goop coming off of the Viscount. These shambling skeletons dropping bits of bone and certainly getting damaged from that. It is the skeleton's turn. So we are going to see skeletons just advance forward at Civ, and we'll do one at a time. The topmost one will walk forward and attack Civ with.
Is it difficult terrain for them too?
Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter. They can.
They should still get there.
Yeah, but yes, thank you for pointing that out.
Their bony little feet slide right through.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see how much these guys are immune to.
Right. So multi-attack on Civ from the first skeleton. I have advantage from the Brush of Tea, countered by Don't Hate Fahima on the first attack, which is a 18.
Yep.
All right. And then the second attack, I have advantage from Goofus McDorkle, countered by Don't Hate Fahima. And that is also going to be a hit. That's 23. Oof. Okay, so the first attack is a slam, which does 6 points of bludgeoning damage and grapples you. The second is a bite attack, which does.
Oh no.
Ooh. 9 points of piercing damage plus.
Okay. I'll uncanny dodge that one.
Only 3 points of necrotic damage.
12.
So 12 total.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll uncanny dodge that one.
All right.
So I take 6 from the first and 6 from the second.
So you are automatically restrained, or you're grappled. And the second skeleton. So that's the first skeleton. The second skeleton is going to. I guess he'll just shamble straight, or she will just shamble straight ahead and attack Lily on the ground. Take a swipe.
But I'm one of them.
Yeah, I mean,
is Lily within 30 feet of me?
I don't think anymore. Let me see. 5, 10.
Never mind, I can't see.
Oh, you're blind, yeah.
And I'm laying there with my eyes closed, trying to look dead.
Okay, first attack is.
If it's attacking her while she's prone on the ground, it gets advantage.
You're right, it does. I had advantage
Thanks,
from the
James.
Raven Queen, countered by
sorry.
Twinsen. No, do you get an automatic advantage? Don't even think I needed. It's an 18 for the first hit. The second one has advantage from Changebox, countered by Twinsen. Ooh, that might miss. That's a 13.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay, so the slam hits, and that is 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are also grappled. So these shambling skeletons walk forward and come down with both of their bony hands and kind of smack into you and hold on to each of you, which brings us to the top of the round.
Oh, it sucks when they spread out like that.
Yeah.
The top of the round is a lair action because we're at 20.
Uh-oh.
Nobody rolled above 20.
Uh-oh.
I need everyone
No.
to roll me a strength saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Civ, you have advantage from Scully as my homegirl. Fema, you have advantage from Angel Devilson, countered by Dreamblaze. James, you have advantage from Pytyrus Stormblade. Ugo, you have advantage from Madam Mouse, countered by Grimfated. And Lily, you have advantage from Lily Dumblebay, countered by Ouroboros 43.
Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye.
14.
Thank
9.
you, Scully. I got a 19.
Okay. I'm sorry, what was that, Ugo?
18.
18. Fahima?
18.
18 for Ugo. Fahima, what did you get?
9.
9. Civ, what'd you get?
19.
19. James, you got a what?
14.
Lily?
7.
Okay. The 3 of you that got below 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What happens is, in this moment, you feel this motion from beneath your feet. There is bony fingers that emerge from the ground.
Oh!
And pull at your very feet, grabbing your legs and pulling down, breaking the surface of the floor itself, crumbling beneath your feet, pulling you down, 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 through the bottom of the floor as everything around you breaks. And now you're sort of falling, being grappled by, Lily, you're actually being grappled by the skeleton who also falls with you. Civ, you're not falling, but the 3 of you are now falling through space, and you land. It crushes the floor, the bottom floor where you came in, pulling you down below that surface. That crunches underneath you, and you pull to this subterranean floor underneath, which I believe we can see in the map room now.
What?
Oh, no.
And you all come down with a thunderous crunch, landing on literally piles of bones underneath the lighthouse, a subterranean level underneath the lighthouse. There's water down here. There's splashing. The 3 of you land with a big thud, and you take...
Am I gonna die?
You're here with Lily, at least.
16 points of damage from fall.
That's a fall, man. Okay.
Do you still have your reaction, Fahima? Because you could feather fall that if you have it.
I was gonna ask if it was a feather fall situation. Is this just fall damage?
Well, yeah, this is just fall damage. I'll say that you can use feather fall to prevent the damage of the fall, but you would still be pulled down to the subterranean level. It's not something you can prevent happening. But yeah, I'll allow you to use your reaction to cast feather fall. Sure, you have it prepped.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Otherwise, I'm pretty close to being dead.
And I think you can cast it for everybody, right?
Yeah, up to 5 people.
Oh.
So are there now holes in the top where we are?
There are. If you notice, if you go, map room shows you the other thing, you'll notice there were a bunch of holes that have been patched. Things have been placed over the top of them.
Civ is still up there.
Civ is still up there. Ugo is still up there.
And I am down there. So map room, I am down there. Civ is up. Yeah, I fell through. Civ did not.
And I'm gonna guess that I couldn't counterspell a layer action, right?
Right. It's not a spell.
Yeah.
Wow. Woof.
Wow.
Okay, so who's down in the bottom?
Wait, did we take less fall damage then?
You shouldn't take any fall damage now unless there's
So we
debris.
didn't take the 15 fall damage.
No.
Oh, Fahima cast Feather Fall as her reaction as you went down. So you're being pulled down, you're smashing through, you're feeling all this crumbling around you as the floor gives way and you're falling. And then you feel the effects of Fahima's magic. I'm gonna say you still take, let's just say, 3 points of damage for going through that floor on the bottom.
Yeah, that's fair.
Even though you're falling slowly, it kind of crumbles
Acting
around
as a human drill.
Yeah. Right.
And you land in this extraordinary subterranean cavern. Really, it's a space that has water. It looks like there are a strange glow from the back of the room. You are underneath the bottom floor of the lighthouse.
Wow.
And there are piles of skeletons. I don't know if you can see clearly here in the map room. There are piles of skeletons all around, some of them in large puddles of water, a big central area with huge amount of just discarded skeletons.
And
Do any of them... Go ahead.
The skeleton still has Lily grappled?
The skeleton that was grappling Lily went with her down and is still grappling her. Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Do any of the... Sorry, can I just ask 2 questions? Do any of the skeletons look like they have been affected by recent magic? Like, we gotta be wary of them coming to life? And also, could you tell us a little bit more about that glow you were describing?
I will when it gets to your turn. We are at Ugo's turn, which is still on the uppermost floor.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. We'll get to that, I promise. So we're still on Ugo's turn. And Ugo,
blind.
you just watched...
I watched nothing.
He didn't watch a thing.
Blind.
I watched nothing.
Oh!
All of a sudden, James just disappeared.
Yeah, you felt yourself be grabbed by James and then pop to a new location. And then you feel sort of a rumble, and James's arms on you kind of are pulled off and disappear, and then the sound of him is gone, but you heard a sound of a lot of crunching and cracking on the floor.
You were teleported while blind, so you are probably very disoriented.
Good point.
Indeed.
Shoot.
Can I determine by sound who's around?
Well, you hear me struggling.
Right,
you
but
roll
can I
saving
hear?
throw?
Can I hear?
I mean, you can roll
Sorry?
a perception check
Yeah.
if you want to use an action.
Does he get to save at the end of his turn
Yeah, it's the end
to
of
get
his
rid of the blindness, did you say?
I believe that's the case. Let me double check.
Yeah. Okay.
At the end of his turn, yes.
Ugh, bummer.
I can still make attack rolls, but I don't know if I can determine.
How would you know where to attack, though?
Yeah, at this point, I don't.
I mean, you could just do a wild swing with disadvantage, but you're not near anything.
Yeah, I was gonna more throw things, but I can't really determine that.
Start throwing little hammers everywhere.
I mean, is the
Just
Viscount
the hammer
constantly
spray.
making his weird
Yeah, that's my thing. Is he
guttural sounds?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be an
Cool.
interesting way to
Then
triangulate.
3 light hammers coming his way.
All right, you're
Two
gonna
will
be
wield
rolling.
them, and then have the extra attack.
All
So
right.
they're light and they're thrown, so I can dual wield them, and then I have
All
extra
3 at
attack roll.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you
all
have
3 at
advantage from Funky G Macman, countered by Grim Fated on the first, and then disadvantage from your blind. Actually, I mean, blindness says you automatically fail anything that requires sight. That's the definition of blindness.
Well, ability checks, but on attack rolls, I'm just disadvantage by blinded.
Right.
That's right. You're right.
Especially if he can hear.
Otherwise,
Attack rolls
blinded
have
becomes a
disadvantage. You're right.
very,
Attack
very
rolls against the
powerful
creature have advantage, and attack rolls have disadvantage.
Yes,
You're right. And any ability check isn't immediate. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll with disadvantage your first one,
Okay.
and you're trying to aim at that sound, right?
Okay. First one's a 14.
That's a hit.
Oh, hey.
Nice.
Second one's a 10.
That's a miss.
And the third one is a 15.
That's a hit.
Cool.
Wow.
So the third one won't get any ability modifier damage, but the first one will. So the first one is 6 bludgeoning,
Okay.
and the third one is 4 bludgeoning.
All right. Not too shabby for a blind guy.
For being blind. And, I will.
So you're sort of wildly throwing these tiny crustacean hammers used to crack open.
And I'll run straight
Food.
for his sound, straight towards the sound of the Viscount. So wherever that puts me, 40 feet towards him, towards that sound.
I mean,
You
5,
determine
10,
where I
15,
am
20,
at.
25, 20. So you'll run right into him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say when that happens, you'll immediately have to roll your con save.
Okay.
Uh,
To smell, for the smell, right?
yeah.
What are my rolls like?
You have advantage from Funky G Macman, countered by Grim Fated.
Cool. 21.
Yeah. So you run up there, and the smell actually helps you find your way. In a sense, you're just running toward the
Nice.
sound of guttural moaning and this awful stench, and you run and you bump right into the. He's very unhappy. Fahima,
What's the save to cure my blindness?
Oh yes, please. That's a con save, and you have advantage from Grim-Fated. Look at that.
Thank you, advantage.
Wow.
Does the 19 save?
It does.
Yes. Thank you, Grim-Fated.
Yes.
So you.
Yeah, Uga wipes his eyes and goes, "Now I'm gonna kill you."
All right. So coming out of blindness, of course, Uga, you realize that a lot of your friends aren't here anymore.
Where'd everybody go?
Yeah. Okay. Now moving down to the lower level, Fahima. It is your turn. As you land with Featherfall, you are a bit disoriented. It's strange that you have gone through this thing. You managed to have enough wherewithal to cast that spell and land without any impact. But you look around you and you see these piles of bones and bodies. You see this liquid, this water, this standing water that your feet are drenched in. You're up to the ankles. It smells. It stinks. And there is this horrible light that is kind of being emitting from behind you. And glancing over your shoulder, you see standing there at the top of the map in that light a winged creature.
Oh, man.
Oh no!
Oh, we're in it now, man.
Oh no!
Heavy.
A
Hi,
winged creature
buddy.
standing there. It's right at the top in that light there.
Oh, right next to me.
Oh great! All of the spellcasters are down here.
Now I
Oh
kind
my
of wish.
gosh.
Now I kind of wish that I had failed that save.
Emerging, just sort of standing there, hovering 6 inches above the surface of the ground, wings gently flapping, is the creature that you saw in front of the Castle Rum.
Wow.
The Lord of Crows, standing there in this dim, glowing light, standing there staring at you as you've now just been pulled down into the depths of where he dwells. And you hear a rustling in the bones themselves, a rustling,
dude.
a movement in
We're
the
in
bones.
trouble.
Nuke him, Fahima. Nuke him.
Yep, that's the only thing I can do at this moment. What's the range? 120 feet. How far away can I
Careful,
How far
careful.
away
I'm
can I
right
get?
there. Yeah, you can keep it away from me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Fireball
Yay!
out of sheer panic.
Panic fireball.
And I'm gonna move back towards Lily. Oh, yeah. Well, she's with the skeleton. I can't. Okay, so I back up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25
He's very,
feet all
he's
the way
very
to the wall.
preoccupied hugging me. So.
Yeah. Is that water?
Exactly, Matt.
That is water. That is water.
Oh, okay,
So,
so-
Away.
it would be difficult terrain.
So how
Oh,
deep is
okay.
the water?
So
It's
I'll
like
move 15
ankle,
feet
calf,
then.
maybe. Deep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's difficult terrain, it's probably like one less step then. One square
Jessica,
back.
Jessica just said 15.
Oh yeah.
So, nothing to see here. Just shuffling all of my documents. Everything is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Fireball at 4th level
All right.
Do it.
because he deserves it. So that's gonna be
Dex saving
a
throw.
dex save.
Oh, he did not roll well. I have advantage from Caldera, but it is countered by Fail Waffle. 6.
Yes. Yes. Now I just have to hope he's not resistant to fire damage.
He's not. He was taking fire damage before with the Wicker guy.
He was. God bless him.
But has he learned resistance to fire in the meantime? I'm just kidding.
It's been a day or two.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
like
what he was
D&D
doing.
anymore.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta fly off and learn how to resist fire.
That was so embarrassing.
This fire
Right.
woman, she was crazy.
You hear that? You hear
Yeah.
that? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like it. Roll it.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, that's 96.
Woo. I assume
So-
I'm not in this fireball. Yes. By the way.
It's a sad
96.
additional outcome.
That's what you get. That's what you get for lying to us, James.
Yeah.
Bye.
Fahima, hey, please don't blow me up.
31.
I always liked you.
You know what?
34 fire damage.
34. All right.
Nice.
Fahima steps back, sloshing through water, the wound on her arm still bleeding from where she sliced herself, but she summons a more familiar spell. She summons a spell that is of her being, and she brings her hands together and pushes them forward, and an enormous fireball emits from her hands, shooting into this creature, exploding with a ton of fire damage. And
There it is.
yeah, look at that. It squeals and screeches, its wings flapping as it hovers there in the air, its eyes burning coal, its teeth gnarled and shining white in the gloomy light of that pale yellow glow from behind it. 34 points of damage. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
34.
I have a quick
Alright.
housekeeping question too.
Yes.
Do I recall Ron you saying that reactions reset at the beginning of each round?
Yes,
Yes,
top
that's
of each
correct.
round.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Wow.
So we are up. Oh, by the way, the Lord of Crows rolled a 15 on his
Oh, so
initiative. So he goes next.
now.
Yes.
Oh!
Oh no.
I'm in trouble.
Me
So a couple of things happened. Actually, he's just gonna fly straight forward at the source of his the fireball.
No!
I mean,
Didn't
he
you
just got
see?
hit-
I was covering my face. You can't see
got
me.
hit by a fireball, so he's gonna fly straight forward. And
Would I get an attack of opportunity on that?
No, you're not within.
He is in the diagonal.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't be in. Where
If
he
he
was
flies
standing-
up.
Yeah, he's not going to
yeah.
fly by you. Is basically what I'm saying.
Okay.
And he comes at you, Fahima, with claws, and I have advantage from Melchior, countered by Angel Devilson. That is a 14 to hit.
Oh,
You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
You're muted, Jess.
But you look happy.
Mage armor?
Yes.
To miss?
Yes.
Okay. All right. But in his wake, coming behind him, is as if like from his wings itself, his second attack is this swarm of black winged crows that attack James.
No!
Like sort of out of that light, out of the sort of as his wings expand and he takes flight and zooms forward at Fahima, these crows emit and swirl around and come at James with a crow attack. I have advantage from Grim Fated, countered by Grim Fated on that one. And that one is definitely a hit. That's a 20, dirty 20.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you know what? I just looked at my sheet. My AC is 14, not 15. So it did hit me.
No, it was a 14, right?
Yeah, but
Or
14
B,
means it hits.
Oh, you're right. Well,
Oh my gosh, I don't know why I thought I had a 15.
You could
Shield.
use shield though, as a
I
reaction.
will use shield.
well,
I
she
will
can't
use
now
shield.
because she used. Oh, she got her reaction back.
It
'cause was her
reset.
turn.
It reset. Yes.
All right, James, you got 5 points of piercing damage
Okay.
from that crow attack.
Okay.
Not even that bad.
Okay.
Don't downplay
And-
this devastation, Jeff.
And so are we? I mean, what are we doing? Did you take that damage or not, Fahima?
No, I cast shield.
Okay. So that brings us to Civ's turn, and you are still on the top floor.
Wow, 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 wow. So much happening.
Yeah. So, did I see everybody get sucked through the floor?
I think it would be hard to miss.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you're blind.
Do I?
Right.
Do I still see the holes in the floor?
Yes, I mean there are holes there. It is not. It's not like there are giant, treacherous holes that you need to worry about. But yes, they were kind of pulled down painfully
Civ-
through these holes in the floor. Yeah.
You're still grappled.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm going to pull a little Rocky action, and I'm going to tuck down, pull the kitchen knife and another dagger, and I'm just going to start stabbing like crazy in the belly of this skeleton.
Ooh.
Okay.
Advantage,
So
disadvantage.
you have advantage from Bow Busy.
Thank you, Bo Busy. What about on the second attack?
Advantage from Z-Man 9018.
Thank you, Z-Man.
Nice, nice.
So the first one, I'm pretty sure is a hit. It's 26.
Yes.
And the second one is a dirty 20.
That was also a hit, yeah.
Okay, so this is just so you know, it's the kitchen knife from Castle Rum that I'm stabbing him with the first time.
All right.
And that's gonna have sneak attack on it. So 2, 6, 10, 19, 21 damage from the first knife.
All right.
And then 4 from the second knife.
All right, so this is the skeleton that has actually gotten the most damage so far. It is grabbing onto you, holding onto you, and you're squirming, and you just pull out 2 knives and start stabbing away, slicing into bone that is tightly grasping you, breaking. You hear the sound of crunching and breaking, and as you stab with both daggers and bring them up in this horrible, violent motion, you see the entire rib cage of the skeleton shatter in half, and 2 sides of the skeleton fall on the ground, crumbling.
Wow.
It just seems to be animated no more.
Sweet.
Bye, Sir Otterpop.
Yeah,
or was that
Otterpop.
Lady Josephine?
No,
Which
that was
one
Sir
was that?
Otterpop. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, bye.
No more otter pops for you. Oh God.
You gonna leave Uggo up there alone?
This is a really tough choice. How bad does Uggo look, and how bad does Mr. Viscount look?
It's hard to tell
Uggo
with
looks
Viscount,
fine.
I'm sure.
Yeah, Mr. Viscount looks bad, but he sort of started looking bad. But he does look like he's taken a lot of damage.
And
It's kind of his thing.
It's kind of his thing.
What'd you say, Ron?
Uggo looks okay.
Yeah, but I don't even know about the demon, so... All right. I'm going to... do I know about the stench? Can I decipher that? Or is it something that I don't know about until I walk into it? His stench effect.
You kind of know... I mean, you notice that it smells bad up here, but you don't notice that it would be painful to you until you get within 10 feet.
I don't know that.
So correct, you do not know that.
Okay, then I would circle around and flank the Viscount for Uggo's sake. So I will be behind the Viscount.
Cool.
So you end your turn in his stench. As you walk in and get into that flank position, your nose starts to burn and sear with this horrible aroma. Con saving throw, please. Advantage from Angel Devilson.
Thank you, Angel Devilson. 19.
That saves. So you manage to turn your face and endure it, push the effect out, and not have to suffer it. Now it is...
And I will say, clenching my teeth and kind of gritting through this, they got sucked downstairs to Uggo. So he knows where they went.
All right. So the vomit has dried because it's now the Viscount's turn. The vomit has dried, so we can remove... There you go. Thank you, map room.
Vomit does not dry in 6 seconds, Jeff. I just want to say.
Hey, man, I can keep it there if you want.
Magical vomit.
It's magic vomit.
Mostly alcohol, maybe. If it's mostly alcohol, maybe.
So he's going to multi-attack, one at Uggo, one at Civ. The first attack is a broken bottle attack. He smashes his now empty bottle of the liquor of the dead and takes a swing at Uggo. I have advantage from Grim Fated, countered by Grim Fated. Ooh, that is a 25.
That does not hit.
What? How dare you? How dare you? Ooh, roll 2 6s. That is 15 points of slashing damage.
Reduced.
Did not. Yeah,
Reduced.
I know. But you saved on the stench thing, right? You didn't get affected by the stench.
Yep.
Bummer. Okay, so the second attack is to
Going to use my reaction.
Okay.
To sentinel attack, since he attacks someone that does not include me as the target.
Okay.
But the attack goes off first, though. Yes,
Yeah.
he does get the attack. Yeah.
Yeah, mine goes off first.
Oh, it does. Okay.
No, sorry.
I
it's a
think mine
reaction.
goes off first.
It
yeah.
is. Yours
Yeah.
goes off. Mine's a
Yeah.
reaction. That's
I
correct.
have advantage from Grim Fated, countered by Grim Fated on the second one as well. This is a 17 to hit on Civ.
Dang, that's just enough.
All right. Where's my D10?
Where's my D2? There it is.
Remember when we told Whitebeard we were all gonna come back?
Yeah. 48 hours.
That is 20 points of bludgeoning damage as he turns and uses his prodigious belly to just bump into you, and it is this awful, hard, distended surface that slams into Civ.
Sorry, Jeff. He gets disadvantage on the attack as well.
Yuki?
From Ancestral
spirits.
Protectors, yep.
I still
It was
rolled a
the first
19
one
on
I
the
hit.
second one.
You do get resistance to the damage, Jared.
Okay, I'm also gonna uncanny dodge it. Can we do both? Can you double up on that?
I don't think it stacks, does it?
I don't know.
So
Resistance and uncanny dodge.
I guess the resistance.
Well, my Ancestral Protectors would stop would slow the damage, and then his uncanny dodge would slow that damage.
I half whatever damage I actually take.
Right.
All right, quarter it.
5
Oh
points.
So
no,
5
no! I
points.
think because you get resistance, you can't have resistance to resistance.
That's what I thought. I didn't think it
I think you're
stacked,
right. I
but
think
you guys
you're
are
right.
Okay.
talking
So
me
I'll
out of it.
I take 10.
10.
Okay. Got it.
All right. So
From a
that is
belly bump.
belly bump.
Good lord.
We're
my
up to
attack-
James.
My attack on
Oh yes,
Oh,
your
yeah.
attack. Go ahead.
We
You
have
have advantage
advantage.
from Cosmic Lord 09, countered by Grim Fated.
16.
That
Finish
hits.
him.
He takes 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. Okay.
Bludgeoning.
Uh,
Magical bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Nope, not magical.
You
It's not magical.
It's right. It's regular. Sorry.
you smack him hard, and you see him. He is very badly injured at this point. We are up
Splatter.
to. Oh yes, splatter on both of you.
Yep.
Splatter on both of you. Thank you for reminding me. Dexterity saving throws. Civ, advantage from Snake Master 89. Uggo, advantage from Gorbin Played. James, you'll be next, then Lily.
Jeez.
It's bad.
Dex saving throw?
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, that saves.
Also got an 18.
All right, that saves.
Thanks to Gorman Plate. Otherwise, it would have been a 4.
All right, so up to James.
Okay, got it.
And
Yeah, map room. Could
you
I
are
see?
down in the bottom level.
Right.
We will zoom over there. Thank you for being awesome, map room.
Amazing. I'm worried about Fahima. So I am going to run up to its backs. I'm going to run up to about right up to the edge, just 10 feet away from the 10 feet away from the demon, from the Lord of Crows, just so 2 squares above it, directly above it. Right there, perfect. And I'm going to call out, "Hey!" and try to get its attention. And then I'm going to try to banish it.
Oh, amazing. All
and I'm
right.
going to say, "Tell the old ones I said hello," and banish.
Amazing.
Come on.
Amazing.
Charisma saving throw 15.
Charisma. All right.
Come on.
I have
come on,
advantage
come
from
on.
Grim Fated,
Come
countered
on.
by Vain Dead.
Come on.
I wish we could do a roll in the box in this.
Seriously.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
12.
Oh!
12. So
It's concentration. I have to hold it for a minute. And he goes
Lord
back
of
to
Crows,
whence he came.
wings outstretched, staring at you, Fahima, swiping with its claws, your mage armor breaking and cracking under the weight of it, but your shield coming up at the last second it as a reaction, and he's staring at you, ready to attack again, fangs and eyes burning like coal, and he's leaning in, and then out of existence.
And James is just right there.
Oh, look at that! Amazing!
Nice.
Did you guys see that? That was
Yes.
in a purple flash. He is gone.
Oh,
James, does that complete your turn?
Give the old ones my regards. And
Amazing.
wow. I'm gonna back up with like the last 10 feet of my move. Actually, no, my last 10 feet of my movement, I'm going to go to Fahima. Basically go right to her. And just gonna say, I need to concentrate. I need to hold him there.
Yes.
So yes. But yes, okay. So yeah, 10 more feet of movement towards Fahima. I'm sweating like it feels like an effort to kind of concentrate and keep him banished.
I'll clap him on the shoulder. Steady him.
All right. So James moves adjacent to Fahima. We are up to Lily's turn.
Okay,
Lily, you are grappled by this skeleton.
Yeah, can I try and break the grapple?
You can. It is a strength check, which you have advantage from Lily Dumblebay, countered by Grim Fated.
No, Grim Fated, I don't need it to be countered right now.
Please stop. Looking good.
19?
That breaks it. So Lily, summoning all the strength she can, pushes her hands up, and you hear some like slight cracking in the bone of this skeleton, and it releases you from the grapple.
Great. Okay, so then, so that's my main action, and then I'm gonna move over to where Jessica is, Fahima and James are.
Okay. It'll take an attack of opportunity on you.
It will. Can I go out of its range?
I mean, you can take the disengage action, but that would be your action.
Well, wasn't undoing the grapple my action? Or do I get to do that?
No, you get a chance to do that.
Okay, I will take the disengage action, go around. I kind of do like one of these things to try and confuse it. And then...
You can't see me.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Just double checking that I'm doing that correctly.
We're going to do skeleton after this, and then back to Ugo.
Okay, thank you.
And then Fahima will be after that.
It's going to take that radiant damage right away then. Good.
Wait, sorry. Nope, I can't do that. I get that mixed up with Healing Spirit.
Oh, okay. So Spirit Guardians is a full action.
Yes, but actually Healing Spirit might be good right now.
For Fahima.
So I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a concentration thing. So within 5 feet, I don't know if James is hurt at all.
I'm a little hurt, yeah.
So just there I might as well do that for now, and then I can drop it and do Spirit Guardians if I need to. But
and that's 1d6 at the start of our, or if we pass through it, or at the start of our turn, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
amazing.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so you have moved over to them, is that right?
Yeah, so I moved over to them, cast this as a bonus action.
All right, so the skeleton's turn.
Sorry, 3d6. You were in 3d6.
Whoa. Okay, great. So Lily is right next to us, map room.
So the skeleton's turn, it is going to turn 180 degrees and follow Lily and take a swipe at her and at... She's just going to move one square closer and take a swipe at her and at James with 2 attacks. I have advantage from Grim Fated, countered by Dream Blaze on the first, which is a 13 to Lily.
Misses.
And the second is a 10 to James. So they both
miss.
This thing is disoriented and it just broke a grapple and is swinging its arms wildly, trying to get you guys. Unfortunately, what you also hear from the pile of bones behind you is more movement and shaking, and you see sort of emerging from that pile of bones what is to you, James, actually both of you, James and Lily, a familiar sight. It is a plant.
Oh no!
A plant that
no!
seems to be covered in poison, moving and oscillating around poisonously. It is the same kind of spore creature that you dealt with when you arrived the first time when you dug up the what?
We're in trouble.
Also, I'm really sorry, you guys, but it's only 2d6 because I was not casting it at 4th level, which is what I was accidentally looking at. So.
Okay, got it.
2d6 of healing. That's amazing.
Yeah. I just didn't want it to be. confusing. Sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
All right, so this thing arrives on the scene, and it the first thing it does is animate 2 more skeletons. No, one. It can only do 1 at a time. Sorry. We'll animate another skeleton from the. You see one of its vines sort of start. As you remember from the dog, this time it is a humanoid skeleton that rises up and moves, and it's got this kind of sickly spore vine through its appendages, up in its skull, weaving around through the eye sockets, and this thing comes to life, and it starts shambling toward you. And as much as I hate to do this, I think that's where we're gonna end tonight. I want to finish this fight so bad. We are up against it, ladies and gentlemen. We are up against it.
Wow.
I do not want to stop here.
You've
but
outdone yourself. This fight's crazy.
Crazy.
Oh my god.
I want to finish it. I really want to finish it. This is an extraordinary moment, but I don't want to push too far.
I'm not tired.
We're gonna pause here. We'll pick up. Hopefully, we'll be able to capture some of the intensity when we arrive next week and pick up this fight. I just don't think it's going to end in the next 10 minutes. Or
No, because there's more creatures that keep showing up.
And that Lord of Crows might be coming back any second.
Yeah,
that's right.
let's hope
That's
not.
right.
Gosh.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
All right. Fun episode, everybody. Fun episode. You guys played so smartly. It's been really fun to watch. I have to thank folks that are giving us love. Cool Bean. I think that's Cool Bean.
Cool Beans.
Cool Bean. Lily Dumblestuck Fan, Lazy Pixie, Ruglius Booglius, and the Carson. Thank you all and more for all those wonderful gifts of support and love. Those balloons are much, much appreciated. Thanks to everybody that gave us advantage and disadvantage. So many of them were clutch tonight on things. We got lots more of this fight coming at you next week. Please do not miss it. You got to be here. We are live Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time at caffeine.tv/thedungeonrun. Of course, all of our back episodes available on YouTube or as an audio podcast. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week. Until then, humankind, be bold.
I'm terrified.
To all of you who played along and interacted with us throughout the evening, our humble thanks. And thank you to everyone that shared our adventure. For Lord Ereban, that's me, and the team, be sure to join us live next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific right here at caffeine.tv/Dungeon Run. As the Dungeon Run continues, click the star to follow the channel to get live notifications. Until next week, may the dice roll in your favor.
It started.
As a simple dungeon run. As a simple dungeon run.
Let the dice
In a world where magic exists, anything is possible.
Ah, life is pain. Ah, life is pain. Pain.
Meep, I love you. Come back to me. Meep.
nice. No plans.
The island of Bingle is safe once again. You may return to your homes. And if there are any that are willing, help them rebuild.
Humankind. Be both.